is his turn. Like he's busy munching right now. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
hungry. I didn't eat today.
is that a snack time for you, but or just a nervous tick right now when it comes to the election?
nervous tick.
Nervous,
Are you
nervous
eating your
too.
feelings?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, my feelings are very Kropek.
Tropic. Well, besides, you're the American here, so yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna damage us too.
Yeah, so we're going to be monitoring election results. We'll be here for a few hours. See how long we can make it.
Mhm.
I know Ian's got to step out later for some baby time. And just a reminder, Ian, if you come back too quick, bro, people
Yeah,
will say,
we're gonna think differently of you if it's too
like, damn,
quick.
baby time. 15
Wow.
minutes?
Really?
Yeah.
Really, guys.
We
But
wouldn't want you to
the
just
most
barely
the
finish.
most would be maybe an hour. But I'll be back after
God damn
that's
an
Just
fine.
hour.
don't, just don't, just don't, just don't pull Shannon Sharp.
An hour.
Be like, wow, Ian is very excited about the election.
Not really, but this is my thing. I mean ever since I met you guys, I've been into my interest in geopolitics and everything about everything about news and all that shit. It does excite me because it's content. So
Hmm.
yeah, that's how I see it. Either way,
Yeah.
um,
Even my name now is content. Like if I Google myself,
yeah.
Christian content to head us.
I hate it.
Yeah. Oh boy. Hmm. I'm
Content, but never content.
Content,
Content.
well.
content.
I've been
Content.
in this and I've been in this kind of thing. So yeah.
Well,
It's
let's take a look at what maybe the chat is talking about here on this live.
live stream from live now from Fox. Oh boy.
Yeah, they can't be any more transparent than this.
Oh wow.
Someone is asking who won.
Yeah.
What? I mean, it's just 5:30 in the freaking morning Eastern time. Not really 5:30, but 4:30.
4:30.
Um, daylight saving is over. Oh, by the way, yeah, I almost forgot. Yeah, it's 1:34 Pacific time. So yeah.
But I want to show you guys something real quick. What I sent earlier. It's okay to show this, right, Christian?
Yeah.
Just
Yeah, sure,
these
sure.
just these 4 minutes from
Yeah.
okay, let me
Must.
double check. Let me double check the timestamp. 11
Yeah,
35.
you've shared that to me as well.
Oh, you're
Yeah.
good. 11 35. Okay.
Yeah.
Um 1 11 35 for that. This is one of the strongest arguments. This is exactly the argument I was trying to make last night,
Yeah.
but Elon makes it a little better than I did.
I mean,
Well, it's also there's this other narrative that always drives me crazy is that he's going to destroy democracy. So in order to destroy democracy, we have to install a president without a primary. We have to have a candidate that is the least liked vice president of all time, the least popular vice president of all time, and then use gaslighting and the full force of the media machine to turn her into the future and hope.
Right.
And then she's gonna be changed, even though she's the sitting vice president. And then on top of that, this idea of change when the Democrats have been in control for what, 12 or 16 years?
Right.
Which is crazy. Like, this is the change.
Yeah, I mean,
Right here.
I view this election as a turning point, like a fork in the road of destiny that is incredibly important. I've not been politically active until this election. And the reason I've been politically active this election is because I think if we don't elect Trump, I think we will lose. We will lose democracy in this country. We will lose the two-party system.
His reasoning is
and let me explain
spot on.
why. So there's only like six
Just
or
logic.
7 states.
Like he's
The-
not
the
saying
logic-
anything new.
Yeah, wait. When he explains it, like this is
those states is
Yeah.
small, often like 10 or 20,000 votes. What the Democrat administration has been doing is importing vast numbers of illegals into swing states. You can look at the numbers on the actual government website, meaning you don't take my word for it. You'll just look at the numbers as reported by the government, which is controlled by the Democrats. And what we're seeing is triple-digit increases in the number of illegals in every swing state. Some cases, 700% increases. These are gigantic numbers. So if you have a state that has a 10 or 20,000 vote margin, and you put 200,000 illegals into that state, you 10x you swamp the. It's not a swing state anymore. It's going to vote blue, and then once the swing states vote blue, there is no election anymore. There's only a Democrat primary.
Which is so crazy. And it's so crazy that people are fine with that.
Well, I guess people on the left will be fine with that because they think that's a good idea.
They just want to win. They just want to win.
Correct. Like the thing is, like
Yeah, didn't
one does not
Donald
actually
Trump actually
controversy.
win the Mexican vote the last time? Even though he talked
Uh,
trash
he-
about them?
he's increasing. The Latino vote is increasing for Donald Trump.
Yeah, even back in
Yeah.
2016, the people thought he was actually dead in the water when it came to the Latino vote. But it turned out differently.
The reason is a lot of very similar to the Philippines. A lot of Latino families, Latino culture is very religious based.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's a lot of Catholics. They're
Yeah.
very religious people. And
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think
Go ahead, Ian.
for the most part, the Catholic community sees what's happening, or people there in the U.S. who subscribe to the left ideology as heretics.
the conservative ideology lines up closer to a religious base than, boys can be girls. And if you're a hardcore Catholic or you're like hardcore Christian, you believe that homosexuality is a sin and you think it's wrong.
Yeah, and
The left is party of
even though you're
LGBT.
accepting of that, like even if you're someone that's religious but actually accepting and tolerating a lot of things that people deemed as correct in their life, you can't actually deny science.
Right.
So it
So that's
it
that's
goes
kind of
both
why
ways.
that's kind of why the Latino vote is kind of leaning more towards Trump, because they identify more with the religious side of abortion, all that stuff. Fucking fly. I'll get you
Yeah.
later.
Like
But
how
yeah.
many quinceañeras can you have in your family, right?
I mean, yeah, as many as Jesus de Cristo can attend.
Yeah.
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 But yeah, okay, let's see.
theory for this. You just have to look.
Right here. And he says, like, everything he's saying, you can look it up.
Yeah.
This particular 4 to 5 minutes is the strongest argument that I've heard for why Trump should be elected.
Like the thing is, one does not need actually any grounds of conspiracy theory for this. You just have to look at the simple matter of incentives. If the Democrat Party wants to win, like basically achieve permanent victory, all they need to do is turn the swing states blue. They have permanent victory, and then we're a one-party state, and then they will keep doing that. Obviously, they will keep stacking the deck by bringing in vast numbers of illegals into the swing states. Keep stacking it so that the next election, each successive election, will be worse than the last one. And that's what's happening. And if you want to see, like, well, is this actually going to happen? Look at California. California is supermajority Dem, 70% Dem. A month ago, they passed a law making it illegal to show ID in any election in California. So a friend of mine went to vote in Palo Alto because he was like, "Is this for real?" He tried to show his ID.
Oh,
With security, take Wave MasterCard, you
Okay,
can ride.
Yeah.
The way to waive annual fees forever.
I don't need no credit card, girl.
And they reacted
Shout
like
out to Security Bank.
if you show
Yeah, yeah, not a sponsor,
Yeah.
You could
It's
be.
but
just
feel
a-
free.
Yeah. Shooting our shot here.
Yeah. I take that back. I might need a credit card, and I think Security Bank might be the best route to go for me and my family. Ding.
I can't speak on this. I know someone from the security bank, so
Yeah.
yeah, you know.
But
who
all
you
right,
are.
yeah. So he's about to finish up. There's a few more. He makes a few more really good points.
his ID, and they reacted like if you show a cross to a vampire. Okay, they're like, no, we can't even look at that ID. It is illegal for them to even look at your ID if you want to present it in California
Why?
or any election at all, even like city council.
What logical reason other than to cheat would you ever have that law?
The reason is to cheat.
But the only
Obviously.
it's only like you can never make an argument any other way. And I think
Yeah.
84% of people polled believe that you should show ID to vote. So
84.
it's against the will of the people.
Yes, and we are extremely rare. We're an outlier in not requiring ID. Basically, almost every country on earth requires ID to vote. So as soon as you ban ID for voting, it makes fraud possible to prove. Because how do you trace the fraud?
Right. Yeah, it's insane.
It's insane.
It's insane.
And what I'm
And
saying is that
how is it legal?
what I'm saying is like this election is the last chance to preserve democracy in America. Mark my words. Everything they accuse Trump of, they are guilty of. And if Trump doesn't win, this will be the last real election in America. And we will, if the Kamala, if the big Kamala puppet machine wins, they will legalize the illegals in the swing states. There will be no swing states. Every election going forward will be a guaranteed Democrat win. And it'll actually be worse than California. The reason it'll be worse than California is because the
Right here.
one thing that keeps California from being super crazy is that you can move out of California, like you and I did. You and I used to be in California, or we moved to Texas. We're still in America. But if the Dems win this election, they will legalize enough illegals to turn the swing states, and everywhere will be like California. There will be no escape.
That's so insane.
This is the final. This is it. This is the last chance.
Has anybody tried
And
to
I
push
just want to
back?
go out and vote. Vote like your life depends on it. Vote like your future depends on it, because it does. This is the last chance, man.
Is there any argument against this? Has anybody tried to debate this? Has anybody tried to say this is nonsense? This is a conspiracy? Has anybody made any sort of a rational argument?
The left actually, interestingly, does not want to pick up much on this argument because the more
Nobody from the left. If you ask somebody from the left this, they act like that's a conspiracy. That's not true. That's insane. Like Fetterman did. He tried to say, I don't believe there's that level of organization. There most certainly is that level of organization. They took an existing app that was originally made for if you have deliveries, international deliveries, right? Let's say an airplane comes in. Obviously, they have people on that airplane that are not American citizens.
Yep.
So this app allowed them to be tracked. Now they've tweaked the app, and now basically illegals can schedule a flight into the U.S.
Oh, I see.
and they fly them into swing states. They don't want voter ID. They want those people to vote, and they're trying to turn swing states. Like Elon said, in the swing states, the difference between they call it swing states, right? Because it swings either way. It could be Republican, could be Democrat.
Yeah.
The difference is sometimes 10 to 20,000 votes. That's it. Say 20,000. They fly in 200,000 illegals. It's no longer a swing state.
Yeah, and usually
It's
those
now a
swing
blue
states
state.
are the ones that actually affect the electoral votes, right?
The swing states are the one that changes everything.
But for the knowledge of our audience who is not American,
Hold on, wait.
is there what's the difference between a swing state and a purple state? Because for me, um, I find it synonymous. But Chris, you're the American. You're the subject matter expert here. Do educate me uh if it's right or wrong.
The reason for those people that doubt my cat-like reflexes,
Yeah.
I don't know if you can run this back when it's on YouTube. You can run this back and you
Yeah.
can see how much little effort it took me to catch this fly in my bare hand.
Whoa.
I catch flies, bro. I think I think we talked about this before, Christian. I
Yeah.
catch flies.
Yeah, you do.
I catch flies. And
You and my old man should talk. Although
I love
his
that you said
English
that on
might be
camera
a
so we can
bit,
clip it.
yeah.
yeah, yeah,
His
I
English
catch
might be a
flies,
bit
bro.
rusty though.
People are always
Y-
like Julie. She's like I'll be like, and she'll be like, "Did you catch?" I'll be like, "Yeah, I caught it." And like
Yeah.
either I throw it outside or like I slam it up against the wall or like I throw it in the toilet really hard, like.
Yeah.
I guess you're the
I catch
perfect
flies.
person to be on that other side of the border.
I catch boy. I catch them. You know what I thought about? I've actually considered going home back to the U.S. and joining Border Patrol. The only thing is, and it wouldn't take me long to learn, but like I need Spanish.
Yeah.
And honestly, Border Patrol is probably at this point more dangerous than being in the Middle East, or at least
Yeah.
you know.
Border Patrol, or what I call Major League Baseball Recruitment Agency.
Hey, damn, there's another one in here. Where the fuck are they coming from?
Like if you can throw
But
that far above that wall, like you're in the major leagues.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
the recruitment process.
yeah. Did
Like
you
welcome
just
to the
throw
country.
that? Did you just throw that input 25 yards? That's crazy.
Jesus. Enfield?
The Astros need you. Here's a ticket to Houston.
And the ones catching it are on the outfield, right? So
Yeah, yeah.
the perfect
But
candidates.
they start their own team. The Coyotes.
The
Y'all know what a coyote is?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I know that.
we know what a coyote is.
No, not the animal.
Yeah, I know what a coyote is. Damn you.
They're the people on the U.S. side. They're the people
Yeah.
on the U.S. side that help the illegals.
Yep.
Yeah,
Oh shit.
they're citizens, usually U.S. citizens that actually make money helping illegals, like transporting them across the
Yeah,
desert
they're
and
the
stuff.
ones who actually build the tunnels, right?
Yeah, coyotes are a problem.
Coyotes. They
Um,
burrow underground.
but back to
The
Ian's
huge
question, the
industry.
difference between a swing state and a purple state?
Yeah.
Nothing. The reason it's purple is
Basically,
because it's mixed red and blue.
Uh-huh. So it's synonymous.
Yeah.
basically
I
just
see.
a new term. It's much easier to say swing than purple.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's a
That's what we're.
good call.
Also in context, right? If you're talking about red states, blue states, then purple states kind of works in context.
Yeah. Are we watching this live right now? Is this live? Can you click the live button
Where is live? Where is the live button?
near the play
Right
button?
here?
Yeah, I think it's live because right
Okay.
now
Is.
Okay, it's
it's
ready.
17:50 or 5:50 p.m.
Oh.
Philippine Standard Time. That's around
This is
9
in.
a.m. UTC
Yes,
or
this
9
is in Georgia,
9:50
right?
UTC.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This,
Fulton
this is
County,
Georgia.
Georgia. I've seen it. I see it in the car gen.
Everyone looks nervous.
Everybody's scared, bro. This shit's scary, man.
Oh yeah.
Who is
Like,
this?
Who
guy?
isn't? Who isn't though?
like I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. I know what Elon said seems like a movie plot,
Yeah.
but like he also said, if you don't believe me, go check the website, the government website, which the Democrats control. It will tell you what's happening. California made it illegal to ask for ID when voting. That's insane. That's not only we don't require voter ID. We don't want anybody
Like
to
what I
identify
said,
themselves.
like what I said yesterday, voter ID here in the Philippines is actually just a way of life. Like it's something that we actually found a second purpose on. Like it's a legal document that you can provide employers to actually identify you.
Right.
It
Yeah.
it's useful all year round, not just an election. So if you could, I guess if the U.S. could actually adopt that sense that if you have voter ID, there are other purposes to it rather than just providing your driver's license if someone asks.
Well, that's the thing. The U.S. is an outlier. Like we're one of the only sovereign nations that don't require voter ID to vote.
Yeah, and another outlying factor is you're the ones that are actually electing or in the middle of about to elect a female president, your first one, while other
Yeah.
countries have already had their second and third.
Yeah. Fun fact. Fun fact. Kamala was already president for about an hour and a half.
Really?
She was
Anytime,
acting president.
anytime the president undergoes a um, medical procedure,
She's acting president.
power is shifted to the vice president.
Yeah.
Biden
That's
had a Biden had a
that's a 20
colonoscopy, and
that's a
so
that's a 25th amendment. 25th amendment, right?
yeah, so Biden had a colonoscopy, so she was president for about a minute or for about an hour and 25 minutes.
Yes.
Acting capacity though. Yeah.
Like Kamala has a shot.
She does have a shot, and the reason she has a shot is because of the media.
Yeah.
That's the only reason she has a shot.
Yeah. For
You know what's funny? You know her SNL appearance?
Okay. What happened in SNL?
The FCC, there's a rule for candidates, equal time. It's the equal time rule before a presidential election. When she did SNL, it was like a 90-second additional time that she had on national television. So they had to allow Donald Trump to run a 90-second ad during a NASCAR race, I think.
Hmm.
Which I found to be. I knew this law. I didn't know that it was so strictly enforced.
Yeah.
Oh, let's see what Christina Evans said. Well, I like pretty black women are the best. We're in a commercial. Okay, so they're in a commercial break. All right. Let's see. It's about 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
4:30,
Right.
almost
About
almost
between
5
5
a.m.
and Eastern time.
But this can't be live. This can't be live.
Yeah,
Or
it isn't
wait, this
live.
is just this is just B-roll.
That's basically their overnight commercial break thing. Commercial break
Yeah.
montage.
I was thinking that, this is probably like live shots or whatever, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Live shots.
Why do I know? Well,
I was like, damn, that looks like 2 o'clock in the
back when I was
afternoon.
well, why do I know? Back when I was not yet affiliated with Paper Straw, when we were still affiliated with another media agency, um, I have uh I- maybe Live Now from Fox, maybe Sky News, maybe some other live stream while I'm working, so that I can monitor
Right.
while I'm writing. So that's how I lived my life back then, and that's why I know that this is just this is just a montage for their overnight broadcast or live stream.
This tea that I'm drinking, this
Yeah.
pre-bottled tea is fucking good.
What? Okay.
It's a Filipino brand. It's called it's a tea. It's a
Is
tea
that
that's called
C2?
it's a tea that's called TX2, or as the locals pronounce it, TT.
TT.
Oh, okay. I'm not aware of that because I'm aware. The only one I'm aware is Nesty or, you know, or C2.
Nothing tastes better than an ice cold TT.
Okay, well done.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm putting the polling up on screen. Pennsylvania is currently 48-46% favoring Harris, and Nevada is 48-47, still favoring Harris. So is Pennsylvania swing state? It is, right?
Yeah.
So Pennsylvania is up for Harris currently at the moment.
Anyway, while we're talking, I'm also monitoring some of the live streams from several media agencies from across the world, and yeah, especially public broadcasters. They're sorting out. They're actually you know monitoring this election as well. I'm currently watching Sky News at this point. Uh, on the backup laptop.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's uh for
Yeah,
sure
based from your election experience, Chris, which state do you think will have a significant impact on this? The
Georgia.
one state that they Georgia, I guess so,
Georgia.
because right now
That's
Georgia is
that's the reason
actually
why.
razor thin when it
Yeah,
comes to the current
yeah.
the current polling. Like Harris is
Eh,
in the lead, but only just by a percent.
I
Maybe the
think Georgia's significant. I think Nevada's significant. And to be honest, like the reason they're significant is because there's a large black population in Georgia and
Yep.
there's a large Hispanic population in Nevada.
Yeah.
mm, not just Hispanic but also Filipino
Really?
because
In Nevada?
yeah, because I watched every evening my parents my dad watched ABS-CBN, and in their nightly newscast TV Patrol, um there was a report that says that claims that the Filipino vote, or the Filipino American vote, would be the decider when it comes to this coming election. Um, and it rings true for Nevada, but I'm not sure with other states. Perhaps most of the West Coast, that's gonna be a deciding factor, but beyond the Rockies, or um beyond the plains, I'm not sure.
Yeah, my
Mm,
curiosity right now is whether Arizona would actually flip back red because the last time it turned blue, and that
right.
was just because of Biden. Like, does Kamala have the same effect? That's what I'm curious. Will she have the same effect as Biden did back in 2020 when he actually flipped Arizona blue? And it was just barely. That's just 10,000 votes on his part for Arizona.
Is this live right here? Because actually, what we were watching is a replay. They're not giving security updates at fucking 5 o'clock in the morning.
Is anyone awake at that time?
No, no.
People are still
Maybe the
getting
early
ready because
risers in the East Coast,
the
they're
polling
already up.
places are going to be open at 5, I think. I forgot which state is open at 5, but some will
No,
be
just don't
open
even
at
say
6
that.
and 7 and 8.
Yeah. Um, Sky News
Why
is
did
saying that
we suddenly had the Menendez brothers
polling
there?
polls
Yeah.
are starting to open in several states. So yeah. Yeah.
Okay. We'll stick. We'll keep it here. We'll be right back. Canada for Harris. Yeah, well, Canada's a fucking liberal shithole, so y'all don't know what the hell y'all talking about. Mia Khalifa? What? Girl, what you doing in the chats?
Nah, that's just a phony.
What
Yeah,
is this?
current.
Indonesia? What flag is this?
Malaysia. That's Malaysia.
Hmm.
Majority of the broadcasts right now are from India, I guess. So far, the majority of the states are have Harris leading, just by a couple of percent. Like this is gonna be razor thin when it comes to who will win this time.
Yeah.
I don't think
Well, we're
anyone
not.
can actually claim the popular vote this time.
It's not going to be very clear until like 6 o'clock in the morning here.
Yeah.
Like, are we doing a marathon stream?
If we're doing a marathon stream, it's gonna be a long night.
I'm gonna have to stop on this tea I'm drinking over here.
That's a good tea.
It is. It most certainly is.
Okay. Michigan has Harris leading, 47 to 45. Pennsylvania has Harris leading, 48 to 46. Nevada has Harris leading, 48 to 47 in, in polling. Georgia has Harris. I know you mentioned this, 48 to 47. So, remember when I said regarding the the blue votes?
Yeah. The thing is, like, since election is on a Tuesday, there's going to be a peak at about for us at about 5 o'clock in the morning because that's
Yeah.
when blue collar people get off work and they go
Mhm.
vote.
Yeah.
It's either they vote early in the morning before their shifts, or late at um um you know rush to the polls, or maybe call it the day earlier, or you know
It's usually around
uh
5
their
p.m.
shift early.
5 6 p.m. You'll see a spike in the
Mm,
evening usually. Yeah. I'm not going to vote fucking before work. Fuck that. I'll do it after work or during work, maybe.
I see.
Wisconsin has Kamala leading 48 to 45 in polls. So that's that's a really small lead. Like I know, Chris, this is the one time you want me to be wrong, right?
Man, you gotta be wrong.
Either way, even if I'm right, I'm not gonna be feeling good about it.
You know, I think we talked about this too, but I think one of the best places um to really get an idea of who's going to win is on the betting sites.
Oh yeah, the bookies are having a field day.
Yeah, like, because this is money, right? A lot of polls are
Oh yeah,
opinions and maybe even, you know, I'm sure not every person that is polled actually votes.
Yeah, but those that actually place their bets are actually voting. You think you want them to help their chances, right?
Right.
yeah. Just share to you the link to the Sky News YouTube stream, just in case.
I like Sky News, man. Sky News is based, let's say.
Now, Arizona is has Trump leading. Yeah, we have one. We have one. Right.
Is Arizona a swing state?
Yeah, it's a swing state. It was blue before, right? Last election. Now it's red.
Yeah,
Okay.
1.6%
Let's see
swing for Trump.
how long it will last.
Well,
Yeah, we'll see.
once all the welfare people get out of bed, that'll change.
We'll see.
The welfare, those government handouts people, they like the Democrats, man.
Oh well.
All of
I
these
mean, I grew up on
information is.
welfare. I'm not talking shit about welfare. I'm just saying it's a fact.
Oops.
Y'all know what welfare is?
I know what
Yeah,
welfare
we know
is,
what
but we don't have
welfare
it
is.
here.
We call it we call it here as the people who somehow are dependent on what we call ayuda.
Yeah,
Ayuda
yeah,
is
yeah.
basically Spanish word for help, but here in the Philippines it's connotated as doleouts.
Yeah.
Yay, Trump has
Government,
won.
government, government, government handouts.
It's not just government, also non-government players, NGOs, certain groups or individuals. Some of them are even celebrities or even internet influencers. Uh, this was prevalent in during the pandemic years. So yeah,
Mm.
Yeah, you have
We received
unemployment checks there, right? You can cash unemployment checks. We don't have that.
unemployment check. Well, yeah, unemployment checks are important. They're only eligible. Excuse me, for an
You don't
unemployment
need.
check. If you put in so much time at a job,
Yeah,
this is covered. Your unemployment is covered in the taxes that's taken from you while you work.
yeah.
And unemployment, I drew unemployment after the military. It's very regulated. There's a strict ass process you got to go through to maintain. Like you have to go like periodically. You have to go to the unemployment office. You have to show that you're actively looking for work,
Yeah.
and then that shit runs out eventually. But it's a great program for people in between jobs or if you get fired. You're eligible for unemployment if you get fired. You're not eligible for unemployment if you quit.
Yeah, because that's by
yeah,
design, by choice.
Yeah, like what the fuck? You complained about you had a job, you quit it. We're not going to give you money for that.
Yeah, it's the same.
yeah.
It's the same with severance, right? You can
Yeah,
actually collect severance when
Same
you
as
resign.
severance.
yeah. I mean, they're like, you can't fire me. I quit. One of those. That's so stupid.
Yeah, but that became a thing just because of the movies. It just sounds good, but on paper,
It
it's
does
the
sound
dumbest
good.
thing you could
Yeah.
ever do. Like, I'm not
What's
impressed
more
with someone
realistic is
actually doing that.
what's more realistic is I will never quit. If you don't want to fire me, you're going to have to kill me.
It became popular with the I quit videos. I don't know which year this was, right? Remember those? Where
Mm.
people were quitting their job and actually filming dance videos in their offices. Why would you even do that? It's not even just burning a bridge with your own company, it's burning a bridge with potential employments in other companies.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like you take pride in abandoning the company.
Yeah, and shaming them. Like, you came out with all your limbs intact. Like,
Yeah.
like why you
I like
even do
I don't
that?
know her. I think she's so pretty, bro. Christina Evans.
Hmm.
I follow her ass on Instagram like a weirdo. We're in a commercial break.
yeah.
No shit.
Where is that? Philadelphia. American cities are so beautiful, man.
Yeah.
San Francisco, beautiful from a distance. You go in that bitch, you're like, what the fuck? Is this the purge?
Especially Gotham.
Atlanta, fucking beautiful city. Boy, you get down in there, that shit is rough and rugged.
Mhm.
Phoenix looks good until Phoenix looks good as long as you ain't feeling that heat. Boy, that shit like the damn
Mhm.
Phoenix make you doubt everything.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, but when you get to Singapore, you might not want to go back to the US again.
Orlando, I used to live near Orlando. I lived in Deltona.
Hmm.
And then Hurricane Katrina came through, and I was like, nope, I'm going back to the hills. This shit is crazy.
They run to the hills, just
I
like that Iron
ran,
Maiden song.
I ran right back to the hills after Katrina came through. I was like, because I had a good job, I was saving money, everything was great. And then Katrina came, I was like 20, 21, 22. Moved down there, got a good job, had a had a decent little fucking apartment, um, Everything was going great. I was going to Daytona Beach like every weekend and hanging out. Um, and then Katrina came through, and I was like, why would I stay here for like the rest of my life and like buy a house and buy a boat and start a family? And then a hurricane comes through and just wipes all that shit out.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the reason why some of the houses have wheels.
Mhm.
True.
Like I don't get people like going on camera talking to reporters like hurricane came through, my house got blown out. Where were you staying before? We were here. Like you could have moved. You could have
I
moved. There's a
mean,
history in that place. Like if I was living in Hawaii and my house is behind besides a volcano, like I wouldn't
Uh,
be surprised if there's lava in the living room.
right. And that's the
yeah.
thing. Like, there's a lot of natural born Floridians, right? But there's a lot of transplants in Florida.
Yeah.
It's like, bro, why would you come down here? Like, I understand it's like the tropical, it's really beautiful. It's really nice. The weather's almost perfect all the time. But when it's not, it is really not.
Mhm.
Florida's a great place. Don't get me wrong. I love Florida. But like the old saying goes, it's a nice place to visit, but I don't want to live there.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah. So currently, only Arizona is actually up for Trump on the swing states. Was Arizona a swing state before? I thought they were normally red.
Kinda. I think it was a little blurry down there.
This was just because of
Everything west
this was just because of
everything west from
McCain,
the
right?
west of the Mississippi is blurry, right?
Well, there's a large Hispanic population like Arizona, Nevada, New Mexico, um,
Southwest.
Southern
Yeah.
California.
Yeah.
That's
Basically the
been
Southwest.
typically Democrat territory for a long time.
Yeah.
But because the Democrats have moved so far away from what they once stood for, which was liberal, right? Free speech, no government. Now the Democrats are censorship and government overreach in every aspect of your life.
Yeah.
So the party shifted. Therefore, now there's like, oh, everybody's moving to the Republican side because of Trump. Like, no, everybody's moving to the Republican side because the Democrats have lost their mind.
Hmm.
It's really got nothing to do with, yeah, Trump talks a good game. He has a good track record. He has a good plan, I think. But honestly, the move from Democrat to Republican is not because of Trump. Well, I mean, partially, but not fully. The Democrats have fucking lost it.
Well,
They're so overboard right now with their policies. Just the
well, this.
fact that if you are of the opinion that biological men should not be allowed to share locker rooms in public spas, you are homophobic or anti-LGBTQ. That's crazy. Like if my wife and my daughter are going to tennis lessons, I don't want some dude, I don't want his junk swinging in there in front of my little girl. Like it's
Yeah.
just common sense.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I get.
human.
Yeah.
Regarding that, I think the reason for that is human evolution has conflated the two terms. I don't have any idea or I don't understand with I don't care.
Mhm.
Right.
I'm like,
And the thing that they always fail, it feels like they always fail to point out is, and Elon did touch on this earlier in the podcast I was watching, that I understand, right, wanting people to feel comfortable,
yeah,
right? I would love for a man that feels like he's in the wrong. I know this happens. I have gay friends, and I know that's one of those things. It's like, oh, I can talk about gay people because I have gay friends, but it's true. I do know people very well, gay biological male that really do feel like they're female, and I respect them. I understand. I don't completely understand, but I can empathize with the struggle. But you have to understand that for every one person that is genuinely struggling with this, there's
Yeah.
another dude that's taking advantage. That's just a pervert.
Oh yeah,
You know what I mean?
definitely.
Like you have to acknowledge that that happens.
Hmm.
It's
So therefore,
such a
we
it's
can't
such a
blanket
weird
statement.
it's such a weird
Exactly.
contrast with the LGBTQ culture here in the Philippines. It's a different
Hmm.
thing. You've lived here for how many years? Have you noticed the difference? Can you point something out
Yeah. There's
on
no
how?
delusion.
See, and even churches are actually uh accepting here. Like,
Yeah.
hello, like we have someone on
There's
chat.
no delusion. And from what I've seen, there's very little predatory behavior.
Yeah, it is. Like the culture of the US now, the election will be shaped by people's beliefs that have been running the country for over what since it hasn't even been since Trump, right? Even since Obama has been brewing back then.
Yeah. I mean,
It's gonna be an awakening for people come Saturday or whenever the election results actually come up on how many percentage it's gonna be for the winner, and that will show how much of a division there is right now
Mm.
in terms of the country.
I was talking to a close friend earlier, um, and he said that actually I can tell you. Well, I'm not going to tell you everything he said because it's a wild boy right here. This motherfucker crazy. But he said
Yeah, and those in the chat can actually join the discussion if you have questions.
Yeah,
he talks
yeah,
about
please. I've I've also been actively sharing this stream to my personal contacts, those who are
Yeah,
at least interested in
currently
things that
we are just
yeah,
discussing.
things like
People
this.
are just starting to come out and actually vote in the U.S. I think which state right now is open? Is Georgia open right now?
I don't know. I really
Yeah,
don't.
we're gonna be looking to which polling places are actually open in the U.S. If you are from the Philippines and you are watching, or other parts of the world, although this is strictly in the U.S. that's having an election, we are all gonna be affected by this,
Oh
considering
yeah,
how much the U.S. actually shaped the narrative of diplomacy within our countries.
and let's not fool ourselves. There's a sizable Filipino American community
Yeah.
out there across the Pacific. So whatever happens out there, it's gonna affect us.
Oleg said neither U.S. candidates are boring, in my opinion. Like we have to agree with you guys.
Who said it?
Oleg in chat actually said neither U.S. candidates are boring. Like this is what we're. These are the cards dealt to us, right? If we discussed this yesterday, like who would people like for the Democrats to actually run in this election that they think is actually viable to win? Like they had what? How many? 4 years to actually choose one, and you can't still find. American Idol can actually choose a winner in a much shorter
Bro,
time
I swear. If you could just vote by just texting your
by
vote
just
to
texting your
number.
candidate. Should
If it's that easy, if it's that
Mm,
easy, it's gonna
should
be
AT&T just intervene on this one when it comes to
mm.
Democratic primaries, like voting process?
yeah.
Another money scheme for a telecom
Yeah.
company. Like the Republicans don't even have anyone to actually run for them. It's just that a matter of it's inevitable when it comes to Trump. Like
I am inevitable.
So how many people
he's
do we have in the chat? I can't see the chat. That sucks.
Yeah.
yeah. Oleg says many friends I had now in the U.S. cannot go home right now if Trump win. Like
Mm.
where are
Wow.
your friends from in the U.S. Oleg?
Can't go home.
Like, is it gonna be a part of the worry that there's gonna be a lockdown when Trump wins?
That's the thing. Everybody says like,
Yeah,
"Oh,
yeah.
he's going to be a dictator. He's going to be
Oh,
tyrannical." He
Oleg says
wasn't.
they are working. I guess they're in employment in
Oh,
the U.S.
oh, they're on like work visas or whatever.
Yeah. Which country are you from, Oleg?
I think he said Poland. What did he say, Poland?
Yeah.
Oh, I see. They're crack because of the crackdown on immigrants. Like, immigration is something that I feel the U.S. should have a firm grasp on since they're so big on diplomacy, and I don't get why they can't actually handle that shit. For countries with all those resources, immigration should be a quick fix for you guys since you have embassies all over the world.
Well, that's the thing. Like immigration, legal immigration is not a problem.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's welcomed actually.
it's much better than invasion, by the way. So,
The invasion is the problem. If you have a work visa or a student visa, or you go through the proper channels to get your claim of asylum approved or
yeah,
to just migrate legally, that's
Yeah.
nobody wants to stop that. We want to stop the illegals jumping the line. It's not fair to people like Oleg's friends who has
like could
who
it
have
be just
obviously
yeah, just a matter of just making a streamlined process when it comes to the vetting of
Mm.
immigrants, particularly for like in Oleg's case, his friends are actually workers there.
Uh-huh.
It's not about just skipping the line; it's actually making priorities on what's actually needed. Like employment, I guess is going to be a part of the priority, right? Since it's actually also going to be beneficial for the economy of the U.S. And we're not just going to be talking about cheap labor here. We're talking about lack of manpower in the U.S. and skills because this generation, and I don't mean to harp on this generation again, it lacks all the technical skills that the previous generation have had, since the available jobs that they're all vying for are not the ones that are actually open. Like
Yeah.
everyone wants to be an influencer, not everyone wants to be a construction worker, not everyone wants to be a nurse, particularly after what happened during the pandemic.
Yeah. And it's it's not just brain drain, but also muscle drain,
mm,
Yeah.
right?
yeah.
So, has any of the two candidates actually spoke up regarding employment immigrations on how they could actually streamline it? Because all I've
I
been
think
seeing is mudslinging on every front.
that's the problem. The mudslinging gets us nowhere. But I mean, I don't think I haven't heard anything. But I do know that like every year or every couple years,
Yeah.
the number like America takes in, the United States takes in like 1 million legal immigrants a year.
Uh-huh.
And I think that's gradually increases. Like every year or every couple years, or maybe every term for a president, like it increases.
Yeah.
I'm not
Mm.
exactly sure. I don't want to really look it up.
Yeah.
But it's it's not something that either party is opposed to. It's the Democrats want illegal, they like illegal immigration, and the Republicans want to stop it.
Yes, because of the voting, right?
Not to mention, back in the day,
Yeah, but it
the
also
illegal
messes it
immigrants
up.
were like Mexico, Central America. They would come in, they would work a season,
Yeah.
make a bunch of money, and they would go back home and wait
And
for
it
the next
messes
season.
it up for everyone. Like I did mention it to you back then, like regarding there should be a change of laws when it comes to policies regarding work because it also attracts illegals. Like we talked about this before, like a year back regarding agriculture laws in the U.S., where the age is actually a different limit for agriculture than for other industries, and they made it that way so people from outside the U.S. who are much younger can actually work the farms near the border.
Right.
So that thing
Yeah.
needs to change. So there are
Yeah.
aspects of the law that actually lends itself to illegal immigration, and
Yeah. There's incentives, which is an
right.
issue.
So whoever actually cracks down on this, do you see any of them that could actually think of ways regarding this? Because I haven't heard one part of what they're saying that actually means to address this. Like the Democrats has been in power for how many years now? Let's just ignore the 4 years of the Trump era and consider all the steps they have made since
Yeah.
Obama.
Yeah.
Or you could even go back as far as Clinton if you wanted to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like has been an issue.
I mean, that's
Maybe
the
the
90s.
maybe the first Bush administration, because let's um let's factor in the end of the Cold War. That
Mm.
could be a good way to go back to.
I mean, yeah, you go back to the 90s, right? I think Bush Gore 94, right?
Yeah,
So,
Mhm.
yeah. Or not Clinton Gore 94. So Bush was 90 to 94.
Mhm.
So for the last 30 years, let's say. Um, yeah, it's a mess, man. Immigration's a mess.
Oh yeah, he did.
But the legal immigration can use some work, right? The asylum seekers, these things, this process in the US does need to be streamlined a little more, revamped a little better. But the issue, the reason, Christian, like to your question, the reason that these issues with legal immigration don't get addressed is because
Mhm.
the more pressing is the flood of illegals that's coming in. And it's not limited to Mexico, Central America, and South America. You have
yeah,
Iranians coming through. You have Chinese people.
Yeah,
You have
yeah.
Africans coming in.
I've
You have people from all over the world that are traveling just because the southern border of the United States is wide open.
yeah. And
yeah.
to some extent, I have to, take into account even the Philippines is actually part of that at some
Oh
point.
yeah.
I'm sure. I'm sure.
Of course, of course.
And
And
and it's not, I don't have a problem with somebody pursuing a better life for them and their family. Do whatever you have to do. I get it. It's just like a game, right? I want to score. The defense doesn't want me to score,
Yeah,
right? Do what you can. Do what you can to make a better life. If that's risking going to jail, if that's risking getting deported 100 times, that's fine. It's up to the U.S. government to play defense.
uh-huh.
yeah. They're
They're
not
not
so
playing
good.
defense.
Uh
They're not so good
yeah.
with that, but they're only good at actually opening the doors. Like
They're
I
not
feel that
playing
the
defense.
U.S.
It's a
And
wide open
perhaps
path to the
defining,
basket.
yeah, and perhaps what defining what the American dream is in that kind of situation, or let's just say define what the American dream is in the 21st century.
Yeah, in terms of the U.S. Uh, geography, like I don't think it lends itself to refugees, to immigrants that well, because you have state lines that other countries don't have.
Right.
So
But
It's always depending on the state.
we also pride ourselves on not persecuting people,
Yeah.
it's
right?
just
Be your religion, be your race, be your sexual orientation. We really don't care.
Yeah.
yeah, like
Most other countries aren't that open.
yeah, like I said, that people just don't understand anymore. That they tend to conflate the term "I don't understand" with "I don't care."
Yeah.
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 That's
Not
basically
understanding and not caring are two completely different things.
yeah. So
Absolutely.
at any point, do you think Trump would actually pick up? Because as I mentioned before on the polling, like Harris is actually leading. Like you did say, this is the one time you don't want me to be correct in my prediction.
I think it'll pick up. Like I said, when the blue collar people get off work, they'll vote red.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the people that's voting early and right now, well, not necessarily early, but the people that are voting at, these like 10 o'clock in the morning are the same
Yeah.
people that have time to protest on a Tuesday at 10 o'clock in the morning. Like
Yeah.
as a person that's always worked, how do you have time to protest at 10 o'clock in the morning on a Tuesday?
Yeah.
You
Say
should
say
be at work.
say that
Yeah,
to
you
Netflix
should be at work.
employees.
Or if you
Say
don't
that
have
to
work,
Netflix
you should be
employees that are
finding
able to
one,
do it.
right?
You should nobody who has time. I could maybe protest on a Saturday. Maybe.
You
Depends
can't
on how
pay.
the week went.
You can't pay me to
Yeah.
protest on Saturday. It's Saturday.
Right? That's what I'm saying. Like who
And
who has
Sundays is a
time to do this?
no-no, especially for those who have church services to attend. So
So that's what I'm saying. Like the people that are doing this voting at this hour, this 10, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, they likely lean to the left because
Yeah.
it just is what it is, right? Most hardworking, blue collar um people who I think a lot of times now, especially the men, I think a lot of blue collar men are Republican.
mhm.
So we have to wait for them to get off work on a Tuesday.
Those that
But
are in
And
the
blue
industrial belt,
haired
right?
blue haired chick that says, they theirs and goes viral at Starbucks because somebody said she,
yeah.
they're voting at 10 o'clock in the morning on a Tuesday.
Again, this is not a hasty generalization on blue-haired people. Luce is cute. Luce is
How
based.
many blue-haired
Luce
people do you know?
should not be part of this blue-haired crowd. Okay.
Like how
Lucha's
many
in there too.
blue-haired
Just to
people do
be
you
clear,
know?
ladies and gentlemen. Just to be clear.
A bunch of
And
Smurfs marching to the polling booth, like
Yeah.
all singing.
yeah.
She carrying that big ass stick to vote with.
Yeah.
15 male
Yeah.
Smurfs with one girl.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Smurf
Anyway,
is a whore.
Yeah. Anyway, I've checked the stock exchange, the Philippine Stock Exchange. At this point, it's at 7257.94 points. It's on the green. It increased by 121.81 points at closing
Yeah.
today. So we'll see what happens tomorrow, if it's gonna rise or drop depending on
With every election
the
year, I guess
results.
the stock exchange for the U.S. is actually dropping, right? Until the election result.
Mm.
Like everyone's cautious when it comes to investing at this point. Like 1 week of actually being cautious with your investment is actually gotta be what we. It's either you sell or you're cautious
Right.
for a week, and we'll see what happens.
Problem is, you sell on a downward trend. It's very much
Some
very
people will
much
just
not
just dump.
ideal, to be honest.
Some people will just dump stocks if they feel like it's gonna be hopeless. Like I don't blame people when it comes to these two candidates, on whether they feel they could actually trust where their money is right now.
Yeah.
Well, there's a couple things. How this affects investing. If Kamala wins, a smart investment, no less than 5 years, would be like a Blackwater or maybe International, right? Because they make weapons of war, they make machines for war, right? When she wins, it's war, boy. That shit's happening. If Trump wins, then you probably want to invest in American companies that benefit from like motor companies, right? They're going to try to bring back a lot of jobs back to Detroit.
Yeah.
Dude,
Um,
if Kamala wins, this is gonna be your first female president, and this would be the first time you're gonna experience every 28 days she will be moody and actually just declare war on a random country.
Unless she's already in menopause.
Like this is we've been through this before in our country, so
But to be fair,
That's so
Corazon
sexy.
Aquino and to be fair, Corazon Aquino and Gloria Macapagal-Arroyo were already beyond the fertile age when they became president.
Yeah, let's not talk
So
about that part.
yeah, but just to be
I'm just giving
just to be
them.
clear,
I'm just giving them a bit of humanity at this point. Like, this is gonna be your first female president. Like, a lot of people have been discussing countries with first female presidents like it's a big thing. It's a human being. It's gonna be the same.
Yeah. The only thing that's different, I think, and I said this when I said this for the election here when what you call it was running Pinky. What's her name?
Yeah. Uh, Lenny.
Yeah.
Lenny.
yeah, Lenin Robredo, yeah,
I, as a Westerner, I don't have an issue with a woman in charge. Right? I really don't. It doesn't make a difference to me.
Yeah.
I just want the right
Right now,
person.
the election is voting is still ongoing, but the issue is Harris is actually leading in the polls before the polls actually the voting booths actually open. So there is one. I guess there's one swing state that actually is for Trump, but it's too early to call whether people would actually change because people in the industrial belt is actually just getting in to vote. It's too early for them to
Hmm.
actually go to the polls. So much
exactly.
later in the day, we'll be covering the entire thing.
But back to my point that
Sorry, Grace.
no, you're good. You're good. I mean, we're doing an update thing, like cut in and give updates whenever you feel necessary. Um,
Come on.
but like, I think for most sane people, right? For most logically thinking human beings, we don't care if it's a woman or a man. I really
Yeah.
don't care. The best for the job is the best for the job, hands down. Period. Point blank. Now, do they feel the same way when you're negotiating in places like the Middle East? No,
It's gonna be
they're still
different.
they're so barbaric.
And the
They
way
have zero respect for women,
yeah,
Mhm.
American or not. Therefore,
Middle East is the Middle East. The Middle East
I
is the Middle
personally
East.
believe, I personally believe that at no fault of their own, a woman president of the United States will just unfortunately be much less effective in discussions with the Middle East than a man would. Unfortunately, that's just
yeah.
how it is because they are incredibly backwards, to use a word from my neck of the woods. They are so backwards when it comes to um, equality and all that shit. They're just
Yeah,
not there yet.
they keep their women in beekeeper suits. Like, do we
Yeah.
think they would have a much better opinion of Kamala if she was actually the president of the
Even
United
They don't
States?
they don't
One of the
care. They don't
biggest
care if you're
superpowers in
American.
the world?
They probably look at you even less as an American woman versus a woman of their own.
Yeah. Like
yeah,
It's a
a
sad,
few
sad
years
truth.
back, yeah, a few years back, I was in a party and someone actually approached me and asked me if I, out of the blue, asked me if I believe that God is female, and I immediately said yes. And she asked me why I thought so. Like, I,
you
I'm an
remind me
equal
of that
opportunity
Ariana
person,
Grande song.
I'm an equal opportunity person. And I just said that even a woman can fuck up this much. So
I mean, I heard a great joke. I think I heard it from Ricky Gervais. So
Yeah, shoot it.
a Holocaust survivor died, right? And he
go
went to
ahead.
heaven
Yeah.
Mhm.
and he told God a joke about the Holocaust. And God said, well, that's not funny. And the Holocaust survivor said, well, I guess you had to be there.
Oh.
Right? Right? It's so,
God damn you.
right? It's so good.
Yeah.
Right? Like, speaking of fucking up, like, bro, if you either you were there and you did nothing or you never showed up at all.
Well,
Guess you had to be there. Oh my god.
I keep on saying that for aliens, the Earth is actually a spectator sport, right?
I believe this, or I mean, at best, I
this
feel like you're
this is
giving
gonna
us.
be an
I feel like
event
you're
for
giving
them. Like,
us.
imagine
I
them.
feel like you're. Sorry, I feel like you're giving us a little credit with spectator sport. I've always said ant farm.
It's funny. I think if you're gonna be an alien actually watching over us, or even God, like they're hosting a popularity contest for the person that will be holding the nuclear codes.
Mm.
Yeah.
So how fun is that?
Well, I think it's fun for those of people that aren't American. For me, that's fucking nerve wracking.
Yeah, fair enough.
You know what I mean? But hey, I'm gonna step off camera. Actually, I'm just gonna kill my camera for a second because yeah, I mean, we're gonna be here for a while. I'm still here, in spirit.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
Oleg,
sure.
who are you actually gonna be thinking that will win this coming U.S. election? Who are you rooting for? Like, I'm actually really
Yeah.
curious about this one.
Who?
Yeah. Yeah,
The
Our
please.
chat?
good friend Oleg on chat.
Yeah, please. Tell us.
I know you. We have no choice at this point regarding who will win.
Yeah.
But in terms of who do you think is actually the lesser evil of the two? Which one is are you actually rooting for?
Let's just say we're just like the bookies, but we're not doing the betting shit.
I don't know. Over the past couple of podcasts that we've done, I've been completely transparent on this. I think this is gonna be just a shit show, and who does
Oh,
the less
oh yeah.
bad stuff?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Like who is actually gonna be much more tolerable on camera? And as much I hate to admit it, based on the election trends over the past couple of years, it's been all blue. Like the Republicans
Mm.
have been screaming this wave of red that's gonna be coming, that's gonna be sweeping the
Bro,
Senate and Congress,
so
but never
tired of hearing
actually,
about the red wave that never
it
comes.
never actually came, right? So
Bullshit.
yeah, so at what point would I think that the Democrat wouldn't actually pull through with this one? But the problem with that is, my issue is who is gonna be much more tolerable in front of the camera, because regardless what you want to think about the previous years of governance, it's all been a reality TV show. At that point, I don't know when this actually started. I guess during the peak of social media, but politics has become reality TV at its worst.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Like I know that people like from overseas, people like like Oleg that's in the chat. I know that they think like I'm gonna tune in like what happens this week on the United States because it's always some craziness,
Mhm.
Yeah.
especially if you follow closely. There's always some bananas ass shit that happens. It's like, bro, this is not real life.
Usually, when you find something silly things in the news, usually it's just news regarding gators eating babies and stuff, like in
Yeah,
some country shit. But right now, in national news, it's basically almost unbelievable to actually see these things
yeah. National news is
on how
banana.
stupid people can be actually in the metropolis.
Just fucking nuts.
Like the crazies have actually migrated to the metro, and they are marching to the polls right now. But we've talked about the purge before. Is this where it all starts?
The Perk Forever. Y'all watch
But
that one?
metaphorically, this is gonna be somewhat like that, because people after this election, I feel, would want to find release regarding how they felt about it. Because either way, whichever candidate actually wins, a lot of people will be mad. Those that are actually rooting for the Democrats, if Harris actually wins, it feels bittersweet. if you think about it, because her only qualification is she's there.
She's a black woman or a woman of color, let's say.
Like it's a DEI
That's,
hire. Let's just
that's
call it as it is.
Yeah.
Like there, I can see a
Yeah.
lot of names in the Democrat Party that could actually fill that seat, but are not popular, well known enough to actually be voted in as a candidate with a short amount of time that they replace Biden with. I think that's mainly the case. Like you're not going to be campaigning someone new with this short amount of time before an election day,
yeah, you're 100% right. I agree.
right? There are a lot of people in the Democrat Party that would be viable candidates, but not during the pace that they're actually running with. On the Republican side, they want to run someone that's so vindictive that no one can actually ignore him.
Yeah.
Well, I do have to actually I have to disagree that there's a lineup in the Democrat Party. They really don't have many.
They don't have many, but they have some that are much more viable than Kamala. That's what I'm talking about here. Someone that people can actually get behind, but there's not enough time for them to actually introduce the person to a much wider voting audience. If
I
they
mean,
have at
honestly,
least maybe a year to actually do it, good. If Biden actually stepped out of the race back in January, they'd have enough time about it. But primaries are over. They've had their debates, and that's when they actually made a decision. I feel like that was a dumb move for them to actually replace Biden at that point.
Basically, once the primaries are over, the die is cast.
Yeah,
Right?
everyone wants to see Ali and Foreman again. They don't want a replacement for Foreman.
right. I mean, their best bet would have been to have a primary and see who the Democrats won. But they
should have
didn't do
just
that.
rolled with this. I know every analyst is actually advising the replacement of Biden, but it's not gonna be it's not gonna be called a complete victory for them.
Well, they democracy was basically circumvented.
Yeah.
Yeah, you now have someone who actually didn't win the primary that's actually running for president.
Right.
And
Which is the most undemocratic thing. You know what I mean? Like
This
this is
is
not how that's not how democracy works. It's supposed to go to a vote. They don't get to say
why is Triple
that
H doing sign languages?
oh boy, time to play the game.
He does
How
look
can I
like
get
Triple
our-
H, right?
Yeah,
yeah.
he looks like Triple H.
And he's so aggressive with it. I love it.
Wow.
What the?
What does that mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do we need some context?
You can turn the volume up.
Counties, and we'll just push them out as quickly as we can. It's going to feel a lot like the state fair traffic when we had a concert going on at the same time. There's going to be some bottlenecks, and everybody just needs to have patience. But know that our objective is we will be, provide them as quickly as we can. But the real objective for us is be as accurate as we can.
That's a huge one.
Most likely, if all goes as planned, we will have the last of the results up sometime in the midnight hour tomorrow night to Wednesday morning.
Shit.
Why is he so angry?
Well, thank you. Oh.
So she basically just said that we won't know who won the election until midnight of Tuesday,
Eastern,
November.
Eastern time.
Eastern
Midnight
time.
or midnight Wednesday, or in our case, it's around 12 or 1 p.m. You're in
But that's just
the
for
Philippines,
NC, right? For North Carolina.
North
Well,
Carolina.
I imagine this is kind of this is likely the standard.
How many points does North Carolina have for the Electoral College? 2? Do they
I
hold
don't
2?
know.
Let me see.
Hey Google. Hey Google.
Who are you voting for?
Oh, that's actually a good question. Hey Google. Who are you voting for? I'm Gemini, your direct access to Google AI. I'm trained on large amounts of publicly available data, and I can communicate and generate human-like text and response. Just try me out. Oh, okay, no, non-answer. Wow, it's like Kamala Harris, a non-answer. Did you grow up in a middle-class family too? That's fucking crazy. Hey Google, how many electoral votes does North Carolina get?
16. I'm faster than Google.
It won't even tell me. What the
So
fuck? What good are you?
California has 54 electoral votes. Texas has 40. California's much bigger than Texas. It only has 2 senators, right?
So many people in California.
So
Yeah.
many people, just
Too
two
many.
votes in the
Um,
Senate.
uh, if I'm not mistaken, uh, every state in the United States has two senators.
Yeah, that's why I hate the
And
North Dakota part because Dakota suddenly had 4 senators.
Yeah, but
two
North Dakota and
each.
South Dakota are only by name. Are they similar?
Hmm.
Yeah, but they vote the same. That's a problem. They have 4 senators that for 2 states that actually vote the same way. I don't think that's not BS. It's
Man, this office.
California only has 2, but they have 54 electoral votes. So this is
And
Harris country,
proportionally,
right?
of course, yeah. And proportionally, um, it's compensated by uh having more representatives in the House.
Yeah.
I guess that's how it works, right, Chris?
Yeah.
So again, I'm wishing that some Trump would actually win the popular vote with this one, and Harris would actually win the electoral college. That would be so fun to watch.
Oh yeah. I'm
No,
saving my
Trump has to win.
popcorn for that. I'm saving my popcorn for that.
That would be so fun to watch.
Trump has to win.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I promise you, if Trump don't win, we're in trouble, bro.
Yeah. I would just like to give a shout out to Comrade Oleg. His real name is Angelo Rebong. I actually have actually been known him back in high school, and he's more in the Command and Conquer Red Alert 2 gaming. So shout out to Comrade Oleg. Anyway, yeah.
Yeah. Welcome to the
Yeah.
chat, and thank you for actually joining us.
Anyway, um, yeah. What do I say? Oh, where did we stop? I guess that's the popcorn thing. Oh, yes, yeah.
Yeah. So North Carolina has North Carolina been very significant over the past election in 2020, Chris?
Um, Not that I can think of. I think it's pretty much settled which way they go. They're not really a swing state, I don't think.
They're not.
No.
Okay. So let's just enjoy the interpreter here. Oh, now he's actually
Yeah.
dictating
Yeah,
traffic. It's much more enjoyable
dictating
just
traffic.
watching him.
I suddenly remember Mar Rojas, the traffic thing that he done back then. You know that, Christian?
Yeah.
Uh, I think about the interpreter that was at what concert was it? Maybe what was it, Doja Cat or somebody like the No, it wasn't. It was
Dude, I saw this one with Buster Rhymes in his line with "Look at me now." An interpreter actually made sign language for his part.
hmm.
Have you seen that?
No, not the Buster Rhymes one, no. But damn,
That
that's
would
hard
be
to
insane.
that's hard to even listen to. I can't even listen to that shit quick enough.
Like all you're gonna see is this, like Parkinson's. Like
Mm.
Ah, oh boy.
And he's also gonna have to interpret the reporter that's asking the question, right?
All right, North Carolina is a swing state.
It's a swing state.
Oh,
Yeah, it has 16 votes. I figured such.
You know why it's a swing state? Because it's so close to D.C.
Yeah. And DC is not. Washington isn't the state, right? Is it? It's not, right?
No,
it's
they
not.
want it to be.
It's not.
They
They
want it to
wanted
be.
it.
Should
Yeah.
they? Do you think?
They've been pushed. No, they've been pushing
It
for it to
should,
be
right?
a.
It's a capital.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's.
it's
I mean, it's the whole point is that
it's
it's
federal
neutral.
district,
It has to be
federal
neutral.
capital district. That's
But
what
do
it
people
is.
in Washington get a vote?
No, well, I mean, you can in your home state, I guess. Probably your home of record. I imagine they all have one.
Imagine if
But
people.
how about the DC locals though?
Yeah, they could probably vote like in Virginia or Maryland, wherever they're from.
Or wherever they're near wherever which state are they nearer?
Well, that's the thing. Virginia or Maryland. That's it. It's in both. It's in both states.
Yeah. Basically Washington is is basically made or basically created by by actually it's Maryland who allotted
Hmm.
part of its territory. Virginia was supposed to, but for some reason it didn't. Right?
I mean, I don't know, man. Sounds like you know more than I do, to be honest. I believe you. I
I
honestly
mean,
don't know.
that's that's what I that's what I'm you know that's what
That's how you
I've
know.
read.
That's how you know you're a true American when foreigners know more about your shit than you do.
Yeah.
It's like I don't fucking know. All I know is guns and I don't
America.
know.
Cheeseburger.
America.
Truck.
Yeah,
Red cups.
yeah. Caw-caw.
Just like every type of stereotype you could actually think of.
Yeah, they're all true.
Yeah.
Stereotypes aren't stereotypes for no reason.
They're a fun way of pointing out what's actually so obvious. Like,
Yeah,
I don't subscribe to the point of stereotypes being offensive.
Yes, they're
It's
live
true.
now.
they're generalized truths.
Right?
Fox is
Like-
live now.
Is Fox live now? Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
That's a lie. That's fucking 5 o'clock in the morning right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Joe Biden sleeping. He probably got drool all over his pillow.
Guys, check. He must be sleeping on top of the roof.
But the thing is, he's been sleeping since last February.
Well,
He must be feeling good right now. Don't you think? That he
There
is
we
not-
go.
Turn volume
still
up.
monitoring my news on my end. So at least it's not
That
just
truck
it's not just that. I'm also monitoring some other live stream.
Yeah. Let's go, Big Red. Come on, boy. We got to win, man.
You know, at this point, I think the Democrat could have just run Oprah instead of Kamala.
You know what's funny?
Uh,
We talked about this yesterday. Donald Trump is endorsed by RFK Jr.,
Yeah.
Tulsi Gabbard, who both left the Democrat Party. Actually, Elon Musk, former Democrat. Joe Rogan, former Democrat. These people all left the Democrat Party.
Yeah. Tulsi was part
actually-
of the primaries in 2020.
Yeah, Tulsi's a fucking. So I love Tulsi Gabbard. She's a veteran. She's smart. She's level-headed. Like I love Tulsi Gabbard. I would 100%. If it was
And,
Tulsi Gabbard, if it was Tulsi Gabbard versus Donald Trump, I would 100% vote for Tulsi Gabbard. 100%.
On the Democrat
think of
side,
it,
there's Amy Klobuchar.
Gabbard.
Right? She's still there.
She's still there, but the Democrats are they're like right here, bro. They're sinking. Like they don't really have AOC. What the fuck is AOC? No, she's loud.
No chance.
That's it.
like, no chance.
So Trump is endorsed by RFK, Tulsi Gabbard, Elon Musk, Joe Rogan, Tucker Carlson, Hulk Hogan.
Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
Hulk Hogan.
Hulk
Yeah, yeah.
Hogan. I
He's
watched the RNC and how he tore
Hulk
his
Hogan's not
shirt.
gonna be running. He's not even walking. So,
Well, I would vote for Hulk Hogan before I vote for Kamala Harris.
dude,
And
Yeah,
that's the
Dr.
one
I've
spot I'm
Phil,
witnessed
not
it
gonna agree with you
live,
with.
firsthand.
Dr. Phil, America's favorite doctor, next to Dr.
Yeah.
Oz, and Buzz Aldrin, the second man on the moon.
Yeah.
I
And
would,
They
I
the
would
all
remain
probably
and
be
the
tolerable
sole
with Buzz.
survivor
in
of
the
the
social
Apollo
body.
11 mission, because both Neil Armstrong and Michael Collins have sadly passed on.
Yep. They all endorse Donald Trump. You know who endorses Kamala Harris?
Besides,
The entire Diddy list.
well, not just the entire Diddy list, but also some famous celebrities too. But
Those are the same
are
people, bro.
really?
You
Yeah.
know what I think Kamala is actually thinking right now.
Mark Cuban has gone blue bananas because he's hiding something.
Holy shit!
You know what I think Kamala is thinking right now? It's just that please don't make me the second Hillary.
I mean, God, she's got to be the second Hillary, please, or at least the first Kamala.
But
Bro, she
uh,
has to be. I'm telling
Dude,
you, this
Hillary
is
went on SNL like
who
this.
is worse though? Who is worse?
Kamala
Hillary.
basically did the
Uh,
Hillary Clinton run of 2016. She basically just did
Hillary.
everything that Hillary has done and was speed running it since she was actually she actually replaced Biden. So I think she's actually thinking it right now. I did everything that Hillary has done. Please don't make me the second Hillary.
They call her Killary for a reason.
Hillary Clinton.
Benghazi.
No, not just Benghazi. Do a quick Google search, Ian, of the Clinton body count.
I call her the Wicked Witch of the West
Oh,
Wing.
you've got to be kidding me!
Do Clinton body count.
Yeah, I'm doing it now. Stand by.
Yeah, and 50% of those are actually just Bill's mistresses.
Clinton body count's real, bro.
Oh, okay. So, yeah.
Yeah. Who is the discount
It's been
Putin we
labeled
have
as a
on screen right
conspiracy
now?
theory, but I don't know.
Chris.
Man.
It's labeled as a conspiracy theory by big tech, who's in bed with the Democrats.
Who's the discount Putin we have on screen right now, Chris?
I don't know who the fuck this dude is. He looks like a mix between Vladimir Putin and. Tell me he doesn't have Putin eyes. Dude like this. That's fucking Putin, bro.
Yeah, his eyes
I
don't
mean,
change.
He hasn't blinked
on
yet.
the list.
This is creepy.
Jeffrey Epstein's on the list. JFK Jr. is on the list. Even Kobe Bloody Bryant.
Bro, they're all on Clinton's killed everybody.
Are those books even real behind him?
Even the president of Haiti,
They be dropping folks. Man.
Jovenel Moise.
They be dropping people.
Holy.
Rich Rubino, political analyst and historian. Overcompensating much with the book.
Bro ain't blinked yet.
Right?
Yeah, that's it. That's why they call her Killary. People be dying around them.
Just so happens that Kobe Bryant is also on this list.
Well,
People who allegedly died by Hillary's hand.
if
whatever.
this was actually still the 90s, someone would have actually done a cartoon regarding Hillary Clinton being a ninja and killing a lot of fools.
bro, she's worse than COVID.
Perhaps.
Someone would have actually made that cartoon. It's just that we can't do that anymore. You were able to turn Michael Jordan into a superhero back then.
Is New York opening now? It's 6 in the 6 in the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Let me just check the current pollings.
Yeah, because Donald Trump is from New York, so that's also that's also something we have to monitor too.
So the national polls actually look at this currently. The Harris is winning by 1.2%. That's a very slim margin for a country.
In total,
Yeah,
Very slim,
that's the
very
recent
very
polling right
slim.
now that Hillary is actually projected to actually win by 1.2% of the votes.
Hillary, that sucks.
Hillary, I mean
Hillary.
Harris. Sorry. I must be manifesting her like she's the lesser evil of this one. Like she's much more fun. She's gonna be much more fun to watch even though you don't like her. Yeah, Arizona is gonna be flipping for Trump. California 59%. This is California interests me right now because it's only 59% for Harris. This should be higher,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Only 34.
34.2
Trump has
percent.
34.2%
Trump. That's
for Trump.
that's yeah,
That's huge.
that's yeah, relatively huge for California, for a blue state.
People tired of this shit, man. California sucks because of Democrat policies. California fucking blows. The roads suck. There's homeless people everywhere. They're doing drugs in the street. There's shit on every sidewalk. The taxes are incredibly high. Like people are leaving. Like, you know,
So
Yeah. I
California is the
mean,
new San Francisco.
well, California is an extension of San. Like it's like a virus that spread through the whole state.
it started in San Francisco and it's spreading like wildfire or
You
whatever.
know, yeah, like AIDS.
Yeah, the weirdness
I
actually
don't know if it started.
continues
I don't know
here.
if it started in San Francisco. I don't know. Africa. I don't know. I don't know where it started. Like monkeypox. Who the fuck knows?
Jersey is with
California's the
Harris.
shit.
New Jersey is a red state, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Stupid ass new.
they're voting for Harris based on the polls.
16.4%.
Luckily,
That's
nobody cares about New Jersey. New Jersey sucks. I have friends from New Jersey. They don't even like New
I've heard
Jersey.
a lot of jokes regarding New Yorkers and their
Nevada.
jokes regarding New Jersey.
Nevada is very
What's
slim.
up with that
Yeah.
beef?
I think New Jersey is a city that's honestly built on a landfill.
Yeah, you think you're better
That
than them?
Newark or something.
Yeah, you think you better than us? I'm fucking Jersey.
New Jersey.
Oh, you got a good job. You think you're better than me?
Go back to New York where you belong.
The Bronx is in where?
Hey, I'm
Right.
walking here.
Ohio, Washington.
Nevada. My goodness. 0.6% for Trump. It's very fucking slim.
This is tight, bro. This is Filipina tight.
Yeah. I
The southern
get
states
you,
are
Chris.
actually all for Trump, right?
I'm sorry, what?
The southern states are
Sorry,
all
I'm
actually
making
for
I'm making
Trump.
inappropriate, somewhat racist jokes. Go ahead.
I'm sorry?
So I'm sorry, I was making inappropriate, somewhat racist jokes, but please
I'm sorry,
go
I wasn't
ahead.
actually paying attention. I was actually
We're
just
good.
about to ask the. Is the South actually
pretend I
for
did.
Trump? Do you think?
I mean, I can repeat it.
Nah, maybe not.
I'll just
Christian,
watch
Ian-
the replay.
Ian said this race is very tight.
no, I'm not saying it. I'm not
Oh.
saying it.
And
I'm not
I
saying it.
said, and I
I was
said,
just a bit. Yeah, I was just. a
Ian
bit,
said, wow, it's really tight. And I said, yeah, it's Filipina tight.
But
And
Chris,
they
not,
wonder why I'm here. No.
not everyone.
Anyway,
there are
as you were saying,
exceptions. There are exceptions. If you're above 35.
Anyway, back to what you were asking, Christian.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Go ahead. It was fun.
Well, yeah, what was your question?
Are all the southern states actually just gonna be voting Trump?
Um, okay, so the southern states, right? Ian, you can give this a Google if you want, are considered the Bible Belt.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
that's what I'm
that's
asking.
general
Okay, are
knowledge.
there any outliers within the Bible Belt that would actually think of
I don't think
daring
so.
to step outside of their lines and actually just vote blue?
There's people in there, but as a majority, I don't think so.
So we have Kansas, Montana. What
Montana's in
are
the
in the
Bible
South?
Belt?
Tennessee. Tennessee's gonna be for Trump. That's a huge lead.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Those are
this is
rational people.
yeah, this is gonna be the reverse of what happened in the 2016 election, right?
So what is this? We got people voting here in where are we at? Where's this guy from?
They
Uh,
talked about tornadoes somewhere in the South.
are they talking about tornadoes? If we
Yeah,
turn on the captions, can we? Is there still captions even though they're unavailable? I'll be damned.
it's live.
What
because throughout the day those lines will get very long. But it's important to note as long as you were in line before the polls close. So let's
God damn it!
breathable, and talaga namang andito na yung the
You're
best
gonna have
one
to pay.
on
Talagang talaga.
You're
the
gonna have to
6:05.
pay.
I can't promise you anything. So just a quick reminder.
The polls close at 6.
6 p.m.
Oh.
Where is
Nationwide
this?
or on 6 p.m. on each time zone.
Each time zone, I think.
Isn't that
So
a bit
that's,
early?
6 p.m.
Yeah.
yeah.
Mm, I don't know. I guess somebody somewhere decided it's ample time. As long as you're in line before 6, you can vote.
You have a 9 to 5 job. Can you make it to 6 to go to the polls?
Oh, for sure. Yeah. There's polls everywhere. Fucking local high schools.
Okay.
There's polls all over the place. You can make it. If you want to vote,
And
you can vote.
and perhaps some companies or some businesses would be lenient with their employees so that they can be
Yeah.
able to vote, right?
Yeah.
You know what's cool about America?
But
It's not illegal to drink on election day.
Yeah, that
Oh, yeah.
sucks here.
It's
that
crazy.
sucks.
don't
Unless you
even-
unless you purchased liquor and alcohol before the liquor ban here in the Philippines.
Like, would that
So
make even a difference if you vote drunk? Like, that's every decision you make in life, right?
I mean, I
Yeah, I
feel
mean-
like if you vote drunk, you're more
That's the
likely
most-
to vote
The
with
most
how
honest
you
you're
really
gonna
feel.
be. That's the most honest vote you're gonna get from someone who's actually
Yeah.
drunk.
I feel the same way. I feel the same way. It's like my mama wants me to vote for Trump, but fuck that, I'm voting for her. Like one of those.
yeah, and you know what? If there are Filipinos out here, yeah. Pro tip: stack up, on
Yeah.
alcohol before the liquor ban. For the 2025 elections.
Yeah, we're next.
I've been a part here in the Philippines. I've been a part of some drinking sessions where it's like my sister's running for fucking whatever. If she wins, we're getting fucked up. And then every time that person loses, and it's like, oh shit, well, okay, good night. Always one of those fucking things.
Yeah.
I'd be like, boy, I hope your sister wins. I hope your sister wins. And then be like,
that
somebody always
shouldn't
comes
be.
along. It's like,
That
no.
shouldn't be the case, right? Alcohol is cheap here in the Philippines. Even if she actually
Hmm.
loses, guys can still actually have fun.
I mean,
Doesn't
These
actually-
things cost less than $1 a piece.
Yeah.
You ain't gonna find no beer for $1 in the United States.
Some people are saying that they're living their lives as kings here, while in the U.S. they're janitors. So
Well,
if you're gonna be choosing where you want to retire, you want to retire on a golden throne.
bro, I'm telling you. I'm telling you.
But again, travel bloggers, please go back to where you came from.
Yeah, fuck you, motherfucker.
yeah. only the legit guys who love this country would be the people we
Yeah.
would appreciate.
Stop Pinoy baiting people.
Yeah, stop doing this shit and talking about Esau. Esau's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
I'm
mean,
tired of watching quick videos
coming
for
from
the
an
10th
American
time.
in this podcast, yeah.
Also, if I can say something that may be, shout out to Shirgal Barbie. She almost died.
Really?
Oh,
Y'all know Shirgal Barbie?
Yeah.
She got in a fucking motorcycle crash and it almost killed her ass.
Damn.
Shout out to her. Speedy recovery to you.
I love the travel bloggers who actually just when they actually I know their intent is going to a country and actually just making content out of it, but when they actually stay because they feel like their lives have been changed here, that's what I love about that. What I don't like
That's
is
a
when
good
they
one.
come and go. When they need viewers and they go to another country, their viewership actually drops and head back to the country they did well before.
Right.
Like they turn that
that
country into
might
an
happen with.
ATM.
Yeah,
Let's
that
see
might
what
happen with
let's see what these
PSP.
ladies are talking about real quick. I think we own the live news right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's live in DC.
Yesterday, Trump, who picked up an endorsement from podcaster Joe Rogan, stumped in North Carolina as well as Pennsylvania before ending in Grand Rapids, Michigan, where he asked voters if their lives were better than they were 4 years ago.
I mean,
Meantime, Vice President Kamala Harris asking voters in Philadelphia if they're ready to turn a new page. Now, Trump.
Are you better off now?
what new page? What new page? You've been in office for 4 years. What is the new page that you're talking about?
You
She
stopped
talks
the
like
stream
she's
for-
running. She talks like she's running a brand new campaign. You are not running a brand new campaign. You are
Dude.
piggybacking off of Joe Biden. There is no change. You, Ms. Harris, are what's been happening for the last 4 years.
She talks like she was actually voted in office since the start.
Yeah. Well, let's see what fucking dickhead Donald J's got to say.
Yeah.
They were 4 years.
For clarification, I don't have problems with dickheads.
On a decade of politics that have been driven by fear and division.
What are you talking about?
Now, Trump hosts his election night watch party in Florida, while Harris will be in D.C. tonight at her.
Of course, she's in the swamp.
South and back to you.
She's gonna be hiding.
I didn't mean to pause it.
Republican candidate for Senate Larry Hogan facing off against Democratic candidate.
These smaller.
His campaign is trying to win over independents who could be difference makers.
You know, the raw numbers on registration, you would think there's no chance for me to win. We should lose 2-1, but I feel like we're going to pull off the biggest surprise upset in America.
Jeez.
Well, you know,
Is there any
Follow
way
the
for
number.
you to be even more pessimistic when it comes to your tone?
follow the number. We should probably lose 2-1, but I think we're gonna win. Like, no, bro. The numbers say you're gonna get your ass whooped. But then this is what drives me crazy. They're always so optimistic, and then a certain whatever news outlet you tend to watch is also optimistic. Like it's like nobody lives in the real world anymore.
At least I didn't lose to the Tiger
Nobody's
King.
touching grass. Nobody's going outside and touching grass.
I did ask
Nobody.
this to you yesterday, Chris, during our pre-election roundup. Like, has there ever been in any history where an independent actually won an election?
I don't think so.
Right? So Senate, Congress, maybe, but for an executive position, like, you're not gonna be calling in the B or the C team to this one. You would need someone from the major parties who have donations and funds backing them to
Yeah.
actually make a difference. You don't want an unknown with no connections to anyone to actually run your country.
It's not only that; it's also your control over the Congress and the Senate.
Yeah.
Independents don't have a majority.
Yeah, that's
If
why I
it-
feel Donald Trump actually didn't want to run with the Democrats, because what are his options? Running as an independent? That doesn't make sense even with the amount of money that he has. So what's the clear-cut case for him? Would be the most logical part? Move over to the Republicans.
Well, that's the thing though. Like I mentioned earlier, and I feel this very strongly. My grandfather was a longtime Democrat. The Democrat Party shifted so far to the left that they abandoned a lot of moderate thinking left-leaning people and gave them no choice
Yeah,
but
imagine
to
what
go
happened to
the Republican side.
imagine the
Over.
Clinton case actually being tried now. He would be hung and quartered.
Oh, maybe not because he's a Democrat. They'd be like, oh, the NBC would be like,
No,
oh.
especially with the Me Too movement backing it up.
So you know what would happen is
Overdone window
they
is
would
in
make they would
effect,
make they
ladies
would
and
make Monica
gentlemen.
Lewinsky. They would make Monica Lewinsky look like a Republican spy.
For Monica,
Is what they would do. They would turn Bill Clinton into a victim, and they would turn her into a fucking.
you forgot one major point there. In terms of Monica Lewinsky, they managed to find the lone Jewish girl who actually can't take out a stain. So
I,
I mean,
I imagine. I
Lewinsky's
imagine it was.
Jewish.
so I figured the
Really?
Democrats would
Lewinsky's
be all
Jewish?
over this one.
I don't know if she's Jewish, maybe Polish. I don't know if she was Jewish.
I think she was Jewish.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm not sure. I really don't know.
I
Hey
think she was
Google,
Jewish.
is Monica Lewinsky Jewish?
Why are you asking?
She is Jewish. Her father,
See?
Bernard Lewinsky, is the son of German Jews who immigrated to the United States. So she is
I
Jewish.
remember these things because Jay Leno has
so,
hammered her so
your
much
family,
back in the
your family escaped the Holocaust. Okay.
in the 90s
Yeah.
that you tend to remember these stuff.
Yep.
Or the Third Reich, for that matter.
Imagine escaping the Holocaust and then your daughter blows the president. Like, how? What?
No.
It's like Jesus.
What
Like,
was
what?
what was that one Jay Leno joke? Like the president calls her little humidor because Clinton likes the cigars, right?
Well, you know what that's about.
Yeah.
Apparently he,
Hmm.
tusok. So we can avoid maybe avoid the censors that don't speak Tagalog. Tusok.
Usok.
Preach,
Yeah,
brother.
yeah.
Yeah.
Only the three of us.
Loophole.
I've been-
if we have-
Loophole.
I don't
Yeah.
even know why as a kid I was watching these shows. Like I've been highly exposed to this stuff. Like I carried it over to adulthood.
Yeah.
Actually, late night television like Leno and Letterman, Craig Ferguson, Conan, that would have been a very good way for a young foreign person
Yeah.
to really get a grasp of the U.S.
I feel like late night back in the 90s is like subjects in your school.
It
Like-
is.
Craig Ferguson is social studies. Conan O'Brien
Craig
is physical
Ferguson.
education. Like
Bro,
Jay Leno
I would go as far to say Craig Ferguson maybe
if
the
he's
greatest
still,
late night talk show host ever.
if he's still on right now,
GOAT.
I would give him right
The
that.
GOAT.
But in terms of
Craig
He's the
longevity,
goat for you.
Craig
in terms of
Ferguson-
longevity,
So funny, bro. Craig Ferguson is so funny.
yeah, and so fearless. Like he could get a lot of trouble right
But
now.
it
A
also
lot of
helps that
stuff.
you're on at 2:00 in the morning. Like his
He
time
does.
slot gave him a lot of freedom.
He just didn't care.
Who cares? Like it's me, you, and like 6 other people watching.
It feels like all of his guests actually wanted to be there, right? Whether it's actually male or female. It's a different vibe when you go look at these talk shows in terms of
Ian,
their guests.
if you want a good rabbit hole or wormhole, whatever the fuck they call it now, do
Yeah, it's
best
rabbit
of Craig Ferguson on YouTube.
I have
It's-
I have even one better if you want to get into Craig Ferguson. Watch the one where he did a monologue where there's a leak on the roof of the studio. He actually carried that entire episode roasting that leak.
that leak.
Yeah.
Craig Ferguson's a goat, man. I love Craig Ferguson. Not even American. He's Swedish or something, right? Or Scottish.
Scottish.
I'm so sorry,
Scottish.
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 So sorry.
And
Scottish.
Jesus Christ. And replacing him with Sergeant Tubby, what's his name?
Who? Kim or
I don't
Carson
know.
Daly?
No,
Carson Daly came after him, I think. Like as in time slot was like 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock
I
in the
mean, who
morning.
replaced him as the host of that show because it's still on right now. It just got canceled with the host actually leaving.
James Corbin or whatever his name is.
Yeah, Sergeant Tubby, James Corden.
That dude is a dickhead. I heard. Like in real
Imagine
life.
being replaced by that.
Here we go. So in this place, polls are open from 7 to 8 p.m.
Mhm.
See this Wisconsin. You need
It
voter
depends
ID.
on the state. It
Depends on the
depends on the
state.
state.
Yeah, depends on the state.
There we go. Big boy
But
orange.
these rules aren't arbitrary,
No, they're
right?
not.
Like it's based on the population.
Yeah.
What's he talking about? Let's see what Trump talking about.
Greatest years in the history of our country.
Mr. Trump will host dinners at Mar-a-Lago in Florida tonight to watch the voting results come in.
Vice President Kamala Harris, meanwhile, closed her campaign last night in Philadelphia. She spoke near the steps of the Philadelphia Museum of Art. That's where Rocky was filmed. And celebrities, including Oprah Winfrey, warmed up the crowd for her. Harris contrasted herself from former President Trump and promised to unite a divided republic.
I pledge to seek common ground and common sense solutions to the challenges you face. I am not looking to score political points. I am looking to make progress.
Thank you for pointing that out during an election, that you don't want votes.
This chick, man.
Good job.
This chick, bro.
Good job.
She talks, like I said, she talks about the election like she's not the sitting vice president. Like she's the incumbent. You are the reigning champion at this point.
Since when has the other party actually talked about them wanting to make to have division within the country?
It's
Like,
so
I don't
fucking
get that
annoying.
part.
It's so fucking annoying that she's like, we're going to do this. It's like, why didn't you do this already? Like you should be flouting your accomplishments, not promising change.
So the polls in Wisconsin is 2 hours away and counting. It's Milwaukee, right?
Yeah. It's 6:30 a.m. Eastern time.
That's not a lot of action for an election day. It's a different time here. It's a different case here in the Philippines come election day, right? Yeah.
Oh, it's so
Yeah.
different.
Oh yeah.
It's like
I mean, yesterday, the Bangsamoro government has opened the candidacy for its own autonomous parliament. So basically, the parliamentary elections in that region would coincide with the general election here in the Philippines in May 2025.
yeah. So that's the Wikipedia version. My version is it feels like during election day here in the Philippines, the Pope actually came around to give out free condoms. That's how long the line is. So it feels kind of weak for this kind of election to see that amount of people.
Hell.
Let's think it's so early right now.
It's
Ask
midday in
Ian how
London.
early people actually go to the polls here when it comes to the elections, right, Ian?
Yeah.
People just camp
I
outside.
mean, in the Philippines, as early as 4 a.m. Normally it's 4. Normally
Yeah.
people get into the polls at 4 a.m. And
Jeez.
because here in the Philippines, voting day or election day is every second Monday, May. So
Really, I never actually found that out. Second Monday?
it's in the 1987 Constitution, Christian. Yeah.
Yeah.
Boom. I told you, man.
Never
Ian
actually-
knows everything. He's like the Sheldon of this podcast.
Actually,
Yeah. Fun fact.
100%. If you drink blue, you lose brain cells.
Yeah, fun fact. Fun fact. My co-hosts know nothing.
I don't even
Hey,
know my
I'm
own
not
country.
saying that. It just
No, you don't have to say it. That's how
You
it
don't have
feels.
to
Every
say
time
it.
it's like, you know what?
People already know.
And it's like, damn, man. Thank God Ian's here, because if not, it would just be two dumbasses arguing about nothing.
Good thing fire is hot, otherwise I wouldn't have known.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you for telling me not to touch the stove, because I would have definitely touched it.
either way, it's a compliment.
Absolutely a compliment. Absolutely.
I love how they mentioned we're in a commercial break. Like it's just add in a commercial. Like, don't you have any sponsors that you can show?
Now that's the
Don't need an
thing.
ad.
That's the thing. They're sponsors on network television, not on YouTube.
Yeah. Basically, this is
Yeah.
that's the live stream. This is a dedicated live stream.
Yeah. So you don't get to see all those advertisements for Pfizer.
Yeah. Unlike the other streams where there's this
Pirated.
elevator music. Dun, 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 dun,
Yeah.
dun, dun, dun. Yeah.
Yeah, this is legit. This is their channel. So they're like, all right, we're showing advertisements for depression medicine that will give you the shits.
But they weren't actually good enough to actually have that ad shown on them, right?
What you got going on, man? You about to chop some boy?
Nah, not really.
gonna be
This is the
making
apron that
coffee.
I got during the Coffee Culture Festival last
You're gonna be
September.
making coffee?
Well,
Yeah,
I
good.
still have some ungrounded coffee beans here.
Mm.
Prior to the stream, I brought this grinder, and I also have this. I also have this thing.
Oh, you know what would be crazy is if Christian went for a refill and then he came into your camera to get a refill of coffee. That would be so awesome.
Yeah, but that's gonna be crazy. And speaking of Christian, he just did his own refill.
Yeah, that's why I did the bucket with the ice. I only turn off my camera because I'm smoking. I don't want to get like.
Yeah.
It's not a good look. I know people's like, ew, you smoke. Like, shut up, bitch. I do a lot of shit.
Too bad I don't have cold brew, so yeah, I have to go with a hot.
So what makes it cold brew? Like, is it not just not hot brew is not cold brew? You know what I mean?
Cold brew coffee is basically steeping grounded coffee beans in cold water for a long time. The optimal period is 24 hours. So let's say
Okay.
I have a batch of cold brew that I am currently doing right now at 1934 Philippine Standard Time. Um that's uh 19 minus
6:30 a.m. Eastern time.
UTC. That's
And if we're talking to the US crowd, I promise you none of us know what UTC is.
yeah. Basically that time. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm currently let's just say I'm currently brewing cold brew coffee right now.
Scientifically
24 hours
speaking,
later. Yeah.
Scientifically speaking, what's the difference? What difference does it make if you soak it in cold water for 24 hours?
Yeah. From what I have been researching all this time, it's not as acidic as hot brew, especially if the coffee beans that you have uh are dark roast coffee beans, because there are multiple kinds of roasts in coffee. Right now, I think this one's light to medium roast, so it's much more acidic than it is. But if it's darker roast, it's more bitter. So that's the thing. And mostly those who do cold brew prefer darker roast so that it wouldn't be acidic at all.
I see. Okay.
Yeah. I'm not sure if you're hearing the grinder, but yeah,
I'm not, no.
good thing.
Yeah. So there we go. It's not yet daylight in Atlanta. Let's see what old buddy got to say.
Live from Midtown, I'm our Tiger. For good day, Atlanta.
All right,
Well,
we'll see you then.
We don't know.
In Cobb County, thousands of voters who received absentee ballots late will not get an extension to return them.
Good Day's Brooks Honor is live at the Cobb County Civic Center with more on what the state Supreme Court decision really means. Brooke, good morning.
Yeah, good morning. Well, this is not an insignificant number of people that are affected here in Cobb County. We're told that roughly 3,400 absentee ballots are impacted by this. And according to Cobb County election leaders,
Oh boy.
surge in last-minute absentee ballot requests and also equipment failures as a reason for the delay in sending those absentee ballots. So this
Oh.
order that came down yesterday from the Georgia Supreme Court, it only addresses a motion for a stay, and that means a final ruling has not yet been made in this case. But for the time being, Cobb County election officials may only count absentee ballots that are received by 7 p.m. tonight.
Okay.
If I had not gone ahead and voted, I would be in that very same situation. And that's very upsetting to me.
Thank you, Captain
Another
Hindsight.
ad. Another ad.
Yeah. I haven't sprung yet for the YouTube Premium or whatever it is.
I'm thinking about it.
I've been thinking about it too. It's only like $3 or something.
But then again, that's how they get you.
That's how they get you, yeah.
It adds up.
You forgot to unmute though.
Oh, well, shit. She's done.
To make sure that I want to say that comes
She was
after
just saying
rumors about
goodbye.
planning to intimidate voters.
Good days. Caitlin Pratt is live in Tucker with the Election Day security plan. Caitlin.
Live in Tucker. I love that.
Chivo, that's right. We told you yesterday about how the Department of Justice, some people are going to be watching the metro area. Well, now law enforcement weighing in as well, saying they're on alert and watching polling places like the one you see behind me here, about to open in the next half hour. So what are they saying? I'm here in DeKalb County, and DeKalb County Police investigating, they say, a threat that was made last night. They're on high alert for any potential election disturbances and say they investigated rumors of threatening texts and posts against minorities about Election Day, determining those threats were not credible. And in Atlanta, Mayor Andre Dickens saying they're collaborating with neighboring agencies to make sure any voter in Atlanta, anywhere, can vote Tuesday without any fear of intimidation or violence.
Good.
Letting our guard down. We absolutely have a plan in place. I talk to APD Chief Shearbaum each and every day. We already have our election day plan and our post-election day plan for Wednesday throughout the week, because we know that sometimes things arrive. But we're equipped to make sure that we have enough officers on the street, and particularly around the polling location and other key pieces of infrastructure for the city.
And if you encounter a problem at the polls, go ahead, contact your
Twitter
county
just
board
makes
of
everything contentious, right? It makes making threats actually easy.
People are stupid, man. A lot of people do this shit. Like, if you were actually planning to do something, you wouldn't alert authorities. You know what I'm saying? You don't want them to be alerted.
Yes, every threat is, I think, almost always empty.
Yeah, these are dumbasses that got nothing better to do. It's like probably a 16-year-old group of kids, and they're like, oh, we're going to text fucking whatever. They're laughing about it because it's on the news. Fucking dumb.
It's so specific. Just marginalizing minorities regarding a threat.
It's so dumb.
It's not like you're getting the huge part of the pie in this. It's called minorities for a reason.
And that's the thing, like, minorities is a little misrepresentative because minority may be accurate on a national scale, but you go to some of these counties and they're not the minority.
Yeah, they're predominantly of another nationality.
Right. I mean, you go to fucking, what is it, Deer Lick or Dearborn, Michigan? It's predominantly Muslim. They're minorities in the U.S., but they're not minorities in that county.
Yeah.
There's somebody voting. Get your vote in, bro. It's funny that I feel like I can look at somebody and I know who they're voting for. That dude right here voted for Trump, 100%.
Hasn't there been any progress regarding carton technology in the U.S. when it comes to these voting booths?
No, that's straight out. That's straight from UPS.
Like I think I've seen that in a postcard in 1960.
Yeah. Where's this at? That looks nice.
It's Florida.
Sun's just coming up. Like,
if
this
you're
thing
from the
actually
United
gives me the
States,
impression that
good
the US
morning.
actually peaceful.
Yeah.
Bro, we're going on 3 hours.
Yeah. Now imagine if we just did a Marvel marathon on this instead of the U.S. elections.
3 hours, we'd be halfway through Endgame right now.
Yeah, we'd be down to two. We would have managed to finish 2 movies.
At this point,
Branson, Shreveport.
Louisiana, so early. Boy, that shit's so early.
I think Louisiana's Central Time.
Yeah.
To people that's gonna be listening to this, if you need more proof that the world is actually round,
That's a Statue of Liberty. Can't even see that shit.
that's not an island.
It is on an island. That's what island is Statue of Liberty
Staten
on?
Island.
Ellis Island. Is it on
Ellis.
Ellis
No,
Island?
no, not Ellis.
Hey Google.
Yes.
Hey Google. What island is the Statue of Liberty on?
Ellis Island, dumbass. Can you program
Oh,
Google to be
Jesus.
dirty?
I'll give you one guess.
Ellis?
Liberty Island.
Fuck you.
I mean, no-brainer. It's a no-brainer.
See, I guarantee you questions like that are on the citizenship test that like immigrants have to answer. But as an American, I don't know these things.
Do you get to retake that test after 10 years?
Like, look,
I
all right,
think
if we
you
pause,
should.
if we pause it, all right.
Yeah.
Trump supporter.
How?
This dude with the ponytail, voting for Harris. This chick voting for Harris. This lady, I'm not sure because she's black. Where's she from? I don't know. Could go either way, really, right here. This lady, Trump supporter.
Based on the
This
ripped
dude,
jeans.
he
Just
looks
because
like
of
a
the- Just because of the ripped jeans.
and the tattoo. And the overall demeanor.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is how you profile voters.
Yeah, this is how you profile vote. This guy here, Harris voter. You know why?
Glasses.
Because he tied his sweatshirt around his waist.
Oh.
It's one of the most feminine things you can do.
This is basically, trust me, I'm American.
I promise you. I guarantee you I'm 100% correct on all of those.
Well, if you've seen enough people at Target images, then you could probably be an expert in this. Like Chris here has had enough practice.
It's fun. It's fun stereotyping white people.
Yeah, speaking of
We
that
don't-
thing, I find it weird that you guys call yourself just white people when you have Chinese Americans, African Americans, Latino Americans, but no one mentions anywhere like United Kingdom American, Norway American.
It's
British
very true.
Americans. British Americans, yeah.
I find it
We're all-
Scandinavian
we're-
American.
Who are
Like
these guys?
America to me, America is an idea. It's not
Oh,
a
shit.
country.
It's Britney, bitch.
Britney, bitch.
She's for Trump, right?
She's from Louisiana.
Why are we doing the best of VH1 in the 90s?
I don't know. What was that? A Where Are They Now fucking segment? What was that?
That was Ashley Simpson, right?
No, that was Britney.
Jessica Simpson, the other one, the other blonde. There's a bunch.
Well, she's
of
from
them in the
Texas, I
90s.
think. Let's see what this dickhead's talking about.
We get ready to watch all these returns come in today. Election day is finally here. It's open for this one last day as millions of Americans cast their votes.
We've been waiting for years for this.
In his closing message to voters, former President Donald Trump wrapped up his campaign, making a final blitz across swing states, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, and finally Michigan.
Everybody's got to vote.
And in keeping with tradition, New Hampshire's small town of Dixville
Everybody's
Knox,
got to vote unless
Day
they're voting for
ended
Hillary.
with all 6 of their registered voters casting their votes and resulting in a tie.
Oh!
First in the nation. First in the nation tradition.
At this time.
But at this time, it is Election Day. And if early voting is an indicator, Election Day turnout this Tuesday is expected to be high.
Our democracy only functions when we all participate. So not only do I hope that everybody votes, but I hope they understand that these are normal people
I bet you
running our
she's proud of that earring.
walks of life, all political
Yeah,
parties.
he probably made
Does
those
she
things.
have ear piercing? I didn't notice.
It's pierced. It's pierced. She made the effort.
Nose pierce, by the way. Sorry, not ear.
Okay, now there is going to be a watch party here in West Palm Beach for Republicans as they watch returns come in. Harris, the vice president, will be in Washington D.C. as she watches the returns come in there. But as you guys know, we very likely will not have an answer tonight if these polls have been accurate and the race is as tight as it appears to be.
Yeah, it looks like you're about to do hurricane coverage. It's very windy.
It does sound like
They look like father and son in this.
Glad I got a haircut
They do.
before I came here. It's blowing hard here.
Yeah.
Now, be honest,
Thank-
are you wearing shorts?
What?
I actually, Patrick, can you pan down? I am just for the record. I'm wearing running shoes, but
Chris,
I'm not wearing.
if this was the other way around, that would be sexist.
Maybe. Yeah.
Right.
Boy, like, bitch, I got
It's an
on.
inappropriate question in a Zoom call. I guess.
And he got Starbucks.
Are you wearing shorts? Like,
Well, he's in Florida.
Oh yeah, the stereotype of the beach guy. Yeah.
dude, the way he's dressed, you'd think he'd be wearing shorts in that outfit.
I don't know.
Maybe if he's at home, but
Yeah.
not there.
Question.
See what they.
Not in that. Not in that profession. though.
Nicer, warmer climate.
So you probably said this. What time do you think President Trump will vote?
I don't think the dude actually appreciated the question.
I don't
Based on
know
his
what time
face.
he's actually going to vote. He did just land a short time ago, so
Yeah.
I don't even know if Mar-a-Lago is over there. I don't know if he's made his way back home quite yet, but he is expected to vote at some point.
Oh yeah, I remember he
Alright.
registered
I
in
was hearing
Florida
maybe
because
about 11.
he has a home in Mar-a-Lago.
They were traveling yesterday, former president and vice president. They're all
The last
over.
minute push.
Oh my God, it was amazing. So let's get to our reporter in D.C.
Thank you, Doug.
Hey,
Oh, here we go.
Madison,
All right, we're in
when do
DC.
you expect to see the vice president?
Okay.
Good morning, guys. We are at Howard University, her alma mater. She's expected to be here tonight for her election watch party. And the results, that's anyone's guess if they're going to come out tonight, tomorrow, in the coming days. But the enthusiasm is high, but the Harris campaign says that they are cautiously optimistic.
The momentum is on our side.
Ah!
Vice President Kamala Harris's campaign.
By the way, I'm just standing, ladies and gentlemen, because it's hard to sit down for a long time. I also need to move my legs.
You standing up? All right. Yeah. Take a run around the block if you want to.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Get the blood pumping.
Yeah.
This is so insane.
Oh God, she went door to door. This is why people hate her.
And speaking at rallies in Allentown, around
They
Pennsylvania,
didn't even
is
bring
not
Thin
to be
Mints.
tolerated. Harris spent all of Monday traveling around Pennsylvania, knocking on doors,
Bitch, I swear to God.
Kicking
and
teenagers.
states will begin reporting the election results once their polls close. I do want to mention that more than 81 million people voted early this year. Mike, Alex.
Isn't that something?
Wow.
81
million voted early.
Wow.
Tell me this is
Holy
not the most.
shit!
Tell me this is not the
That's-
most consequential election in American history.
81
Wait a minute.
million at this hour?
How
Early.
Early.
what percentage is 81 million in the U.S. population?
Was there 300 million people in the U.S.?
So basically,
That's
that's what, 30%?
Well, I mean, you got to
30
factor in
fucking
children,
percent.
people under 80, or people under 18 years old.
That's already 30% of your population. That's already voted. What time?
As of now.
Maybe it's because of the early voting
Yeah, the early voting.
for the
Yeah.
weekend. Yeah.
Yeah, 334.9 million people in the U.S. So
How
80
many?
million. 334.9 million. That's based on the 2023 census. This is just last year.
Oh boy.
Might be much higher now.
Of
So
course.
80 million in just this hour, and some of the polls haven't opened yet.
No, this is early voting. Like it started last week, maybe.
Last week.
Yeah.
As late as last week.
That's
'cause there
still
are,
30% of your population that's already done with it.
A lot of people went. A lot of people voted early.
We might not be heading over to Saturday for this one.
Hopefully not.
Unless it's
Hopefully
really,
not.
unless the margin of the difference between the two is actually just a sliver.
It's too close to call. That is, in simple speak.
Like candidates can actually ask for a recount, right? If the difference between the two is actually really close, right?
Yeah.
So they can actually go for a recount. That's gonna be holding things up for another 2 days.
By the way, guys, I'll just head to the toilet. I'll just empty my bladder. I'll be right back.
All right. Do you think, Chicken Wing? Oh damn, we missed having a voice make me
Lyft. I miss Uber here in the Philippines.
Yeah. Hey, you want to do a change of pace real quick?
Yeah. Like it's gonna be a hard time watching kettle to actually boil at this point since it's still too early.
Yeah. Let's wait till Ian gets back and we'll do this blast from the past.
Yeah. Like I figured it wouldn't actually make sense to analyze the situation right now since there has been early voting.
Yeah, no, we're super early. Like this should be an early morning podcast, maybe.
Yeah. I swear to God, Asian commercials without any context is the funniest stuff ever.
Bro, you know what irritates me so much about living here?
Yeah.
It's every single product, every single advertisement for every single product is a fucking song.
Dude,
it's always a song.
We just carried over what you guys brought to us when it comes to advertising. Like we just did it to 11.
It's so annoying. It's like every fucking product has a song. It's like, can you have you taken the time to watch like Super Bowl commercials?
Yeah.
There's no songs. It's complete creativity.
Yeah, but back in the 90s when the advertising industry in television actually picked up, a majority of U.S. products actually had jingles, so we just actually picked that up from you guys.
Yeah, but now you got
remember the Mentos one, like fresh goes better with Mentos, fresh goes better with life, Mentos fresh and full of. There's a reason why I still remember that shit. It's in a song.
Yeah.
So.
Come on, man. Everything. Diabetes medicine. Your bones hurt. You got old people like dancing and shit.
What I hate is actually when they make a parody of a pop song, then they change the lyrics up. That's what irritates me the most. You don't have any creativity enough to actually make your own jingle. You'd have to strip down up. The song is already worse as it is.
Yeah, that's true.
Right.
But I can't watch every time like my YouTube pops up an ad and it's like, I don't care if it's laundry detergent, I don't care if it's dishwashing liquid, I don't care if it's fucking fast food, medicine, everything is a song and a dance.
Yeah, there has to be dancing. Thank you, India, for that.
Yeah, well,
Philippine cinema, Philippine entertainment, Philippine television is basically just an extension of Bollywood.
It's so annoying. It's like I say it out loud daily. A fucking song?
Our movies are still somewhat, I
I'm
guess,
a
back in
busugera, 99
the
lahat.
mere
Like it's
fact that you,
McDonald's, bro.
the mere fact that you as an American, not necessarily a native speaker, actually knows this song means their
I know this
advertising is
song. I
really
hear it every
effective.
day. I hear it every day.
See? So I can't actually blame them for doing this. It's irritating, yes, but it's working.
That horse face ass fucking face guy to do look
You
just like a
might
horse.
be buying their product just out of spite. Just to trash it.
It's crazy. It's one of the things that really annoys me. Grab does have some unique creative approaches. I appreciate
Yeah.
Grab. Everything
Because
else is a
they
fucking
use
song.
original songs. They don't actually strip
No,
down
Grab doesn't do
existing ones.
songs. Have you seen these Grab advertisements on YouTube? They're strange. They're weird.
The one with the guy with multiple heads.
That one and like
That one and the
splitting the bill.
splitting the bill. Like I
Like there's
I
no
like that one.
song. It's so creative.
I like that one.
It's weird, but it's memorable.
I don't know. That's basically the formula in advertising. Create a catchy jingle, and people would actually just gravitate to it. I don't even know if it actually started with the cigarette industry when they did their advertising back in the 1930s and 50s with the slogans and
Maybe.
stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, we had animated cigarette mascots. I don't know if you remember Joe Camel.
Yeah, I know Joe Camel, and you guys could actually. I still remember when you could actually smoke inside an airplane.
I remember, yeah.
Right.
And now I can't even smoke on fucking stream. How crazy is that?
You can't even smoke in a jeepney here, and that's open.
You know what I mean? Like you can't even smoke on the internet.
It's not even. It's
Which
not
is
even the
a
fact that
zero contact place.
it's not even the fact that it's not allowed. It's just that you feel like you can't actually do it.
I feel guilty every time I smoke in public. I feel like I'm breaking.
See?
Yeah, like I'm not. Am I the asshole in this place right now?
I feel like
I'm the
when
only
I was a
person
kid back then, like going to church and going back to the house, you usually see people walking with cigarette in their hand and just walking and blowing puffs of smoke. That's normal, and they have kids with them. Now you're it's almost like you're hiding, even though you're by yourself.
Yeah.
Like the guilt factor is actually real. Like I miss Joe Camel. Back then,
Joe Camel was cool. He was so cool.
And cigarettes were actually what being prescribed by doctors back then.
There were instances, yeah.
Because I found this out when I was I had a reflux. This was back in 2000, I guess 8, and the doctor actually prescribed me a pack of Marlboro Red.
Ooh, Lord have mercy.
Yeah, and I told the doctor, "Are you fucking kidding me? why are you actually prescribing me this?" He said it's actually much cheaper than treatment. It basically does the same thing. It relaxes. And back then, even further back, people are actually prescribing cocaine, right? So
I mean,
the cigarette is
I'm
basically
back, fellas.
just candy to someone compared to that.
I could do some cocaine right now. That shit would help so much.
I'm back, fellas. What did I
Yeah,
miss?
welcome back. We're talking about doing cocaine.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, shit went sideways without you, man. We're talking about animated camels and doing hard drugs.
Yeah.
No.
But
Basically-
I did want to wait for you because I'm going to burn this real quick. But we're going to do a blast from the past ERB with Donald Trump versus Hillary Clinton. Actually, you know what?
Yeah.
We're not going to do Donald Trump versus Hillary Clinton. We're going to do McDonald's. That's not how you spell McDonald's. McDonald's versus Burger King.
Yeah.
ERB. This is the better. This is one of my favorite ones. We got to get through this bullshit. I said, look, it's another song. Stupid ass
Kinder
kids.
Joy. It's kids. It's nice. That
Freaking
didn't sound
week
good
and
coming from me, so that didn't sound right.
All right. Let me smoke this real quick, and then we'll jump in here. We can switch over. You decide. Oh, ERB. Yeah. Who won? Who's next? You decide.
Who decide?
November 5th.
You decide tayo 2024 na yun.
By the way, if you're watching or listening or have us in the background, do check on yourselves and have yourself some breakfast, lunch, or in our case here in the podcast, dinner. So yeah, hope you get yourselves fed and hydrated. At this point.
Yeah. 100%.
That's just a reminder from us here.
Like seeing the people lining up for something like this. It's surreal to think that this is the crowd that they have when what we have here in the Philippines is insanely bigger. Yet we don't think of an election that much.
It's a fucking fiesta, to be honest.
Do you think the
Every
reason why we don't
election
think
day.
about the Filipinos actually don't think about election too much is because the president has 6 years to actually get us in line to just be anesthetized by it?
Have I discussed on here my opinion of what's wrong with the Philippine kind of process
Regarding which?
regarding the presidency?
You haven't, I guess. At least for me, it's the
'Cause
first time hearing about it.
I think this is an opinion, and I assume you guys would agree with me. I know I spoke about this with Ian for sure. I don't know if maybe it was off camera. I'm not sure, but I think that the 6 year term is a terrible idea
Yeah,
because
Doesn't actually
remember
make
you,
sense. I've been
mentioning
saying this for a long time. Like, if you're gonna have a
because
president with a project that doesn't actually finish within 6 years, you're not gonna be assured that the next president will actually finish it. We're just
yeah,
allowing him just one term.
that's one aspect. My point is, if it's 2 terms, then the people get to vote. Yes, we like this, let's continue this, or no, we don't like this, let's stop this. Right? It gives the people have more of a voice. Now you do 6 years, it doesn't matter if the people like it or not, because it's going to change anyway.
There's gonna be a possibility of that happening if we didn't actually had martial law back then, where people would be more apprehensive if an extension is gonna be happening for a presidency. If we don't have that kind of history, I guess the Filipino people would be much more receptive of that.
I feel
But
like
I
it's a
can understand where
no-brainer.
you're going with this. Like, the people should have a chance to actually relive the good parts of a presidency that they want to be brought back, rather than just replacing with a total stranger again.
Right. It's basically a report card for the president. Either you pass or fail.
Yeah, that's why I feel the one-term thing is stupid.
Yeah, the 1 term thing doesn't foster any type of progress.
And I've been
This,
saying
this is what it
this-
is. Next, in 6 more years, we'll do something different.
And I've been saying this for a long time now. I feel like people put that much emphasis on the presidency, the seat of the president, rather than on the Senate, which should be scrutinized the most, because they have the most terms in terms of politicians. The majority of them are dynasties that aren't actually replaced.
Yeah.
So why
That's
put
true.
a microscope over a presidency would only last 4 to 6 years when you have senators sitting on their seats for the better part of 2 decades? So it doesn't make sense to actually just look at this single seat that doesn't have any power that it doesn't have complete power, right? The Senate
Right.
still has to vote on it. So what's the point?
Yeah.
Right.
So that's why I don't feel that a presidential election is that significant for us here in the Philippines. I feel like the Senate race is actually much more significant because this is going to be how the country actually decides.
Well, that makes sense. Checks and balances
why-
are very important,
Right.
and that's basically the role of the Senate and the Congress is to do the checks and balances.
Because you guys in the U.S. have had so many presidents before, where they're just gonna be lame ducks because the Senate and the Congress can't actually get in line with each other.
How many presidents have you guys had?
Marcos
We
Jr.
had-
is 17.
Yes.
17? The next president will be number 47.
You're a much older nation than us.
Yeah.
Think about it.
Are we? 200
Just-
years?
You're a
Our
much
democracy
older.
is much older.
Yeah. We just
You're a
had,
much older sovereign nation than us because we've been conquered so much for the better part of our existence. Like
Yeah,
We
y'all
just
been
had,
ran.
we just had our self-determination in 1898. And yeah.
in terms of cross pollination, we're experts in it. Like we're the
That's
OGs
true.
when it comes to invasions.
That's true. That's
Like
very, very true.
people talk about 400 years of slavery. We've had 600. Like
And where are your reparations?
it's called CSIG.
I love consistent sizzling. What? Yes, please. Marijuana, let's go. All right. We're going to switch it up a little bit
Yeah.
for the time being. I was going to do a political one, but I mean, we're swamped in politics. So, but I think, if I'm not mistaken, Christian is kind of he's yet to be baptized in the way of the ERB.
I've watched a few of them.
Yeah.
Right. But I'm going to do a bar breakdown.
Yeah. And
I
for
don't-
context, the reason why I never actually gravitated to the ERB is because of the costumes. I much prefer to listen to it rather than watch it. I find that part a bit more cringy if I can see it.
It is.
Yeah,
It is.
that's fair.
It is. I have to
The-
agree.
These
But-
are people that are songwriters, I guess so in a sense, but a lot of them are actually good on camera. I'm not saying I'm actually good, but there's a reason why some people are in the work they are in.
Right. But Nice Peter and Epic Lloyd are lyricists, first and foremost.
That I can appreciate.
They're incredibly intelligent. But yeah, let's jump in. So let me unmute this and here we go. Let me know if you can hear it.
We can't hear it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the wordplay.
I can't hear it.
Ass clown. You can hear it, right?
No.
Initially,
Not on
yes,
mine.
but somehow it wasn't anymore. I don't know.
I'm not sure what happened. Did we get hit with copyright something? Let's see.
Do you think this?
So yeah, the drive-through bar, obviously applicable to both places.
Yeah.
I've honestly never got the shit from McDonald's. I mean, if he was battling maybe Taco Bell,
Yeah, I think McDonald's was actually intended to preserve your shit. With
Yeah,
the amount
I
of
mean, yeah.
preservatives it has. So,
right?
And I'm sorry, Ian, I forgot you're eating.
Yeah, that's okay.
Turn my asshole to a through, so play like a Chuck E. Cheese movie. You smell like your ice cream machine.
Okay.
Like, let's stop right there. I've been to a lot of McDonald's in my life. I just here in the Philippines, but I've never actually had gone to a McDonald's where they had have their ice cream machines broken. Not once. Is that
It's
a
an
thing
issue
in the US?
It's an issue in the U.S. It's a U.S. thing.
Oh, yeah, it's a U.S.
100%.
Really? don't they have the same machines here in the Philippines and in the U.S.?
Bro, this is so bad that the ice cream machine company has faced litigation.
Damn. For
Oh
someone who
boy.
actually done research on their straws, they can't actually do ice cream machines.
The ice cream machine thing, you know what happens a lot of times with the ice cream machine is
What?
the employees have to clean it.
Yeah, I've worked in fast food. We actually clean our machines. Our tailors?
Right? So the thing is, the employees have to clean it. Therefore, they don't want to use it. Therefore, they say, "Oh, our ice cream machine's broken," because they don't want to clean it.
So the employees are broken.
Oh.
It's not the machine.
Yeah, the employees are full of
Basically, they're
shit, and the
basically they're
machine
making
is
excuses.
yeah.
They're making excuses.
Yeah, so if you want to hire service crews, just go to the Philippines. Outsource
I
us.
mean, I think that's pretty common knowledge right there.
Just outsource
BPO
us.
Yeah.
BPO wouldn't be a
Outsource us
thing.
for fast food.
But for me, my favorite bar here is call you Ronald Donald
Ronald Donald.
because there's no MC in you.
Yeah.
Oh.
Notice that.
That's good.
Yeah, really
That's good. Call you Ronald Donald because there's no MC in you. And then, of course, Ronald comes back. I'm dropping Whoppers. Okay, the Whopper. Yeah, fair enough.
Ron Jerry.
That's good too. Don't you call
Yeah.
me Ronald Jeremy because I'm getting nasty.
Yeah, Ron Jeremy.
Yeah. Like the burgers that you sell, which are full of what? Something horse lips and ass meat. Like it's not even real beef.
I'm just waiting for the it joke in this one.
Oh,
Is
the
it
it joke may come in. I think
of. Yeah,
I think
there
there's
is
an
a joke.
ERB with it in it. It, the Joker.
Pennywise versus the Joker from
Yeah,
Batman.
Pennywise versus the Joker. That's a good one too.
Yeah.
So let's see. Ask Rick and Morty.
They didn't actually risk the M in the jumpsuit. You might notice it, right?
Right.
Yeah.
They're gonna be
Copyrighted to
Copyright
hell if they did.
Yeah.
even as a parody. They can't actually do it.
It's so good. I'm the
I'm
fast
Coke
food
to your-
M&M. You're Machine Gun Kelly.
I'm Coke to your Pepsi. Like, is that still a thing in the U.S. regarding Coke?
Well,
and
Cola
Pepsi?
Wars.
The thing is, when you go to a restaurant, people usually say, and I want a large Coke, and they say, "Oh, we don't have Coke. Is Pepsi okay?"
Yeah.
And most people are like, "Oh,
For
man, I
all
don't
for
want Pepsi."
all I know, the Taco Bell franchise here in the Philippines, full on Pepsi.
Pizza Hut only does Pepsi.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Um,
most people ask for Coke, and then some places are like, "We don't have Coke. Is Pepsi okay?" And it's like, you know what? Actually, I'll just have
Just
something
get me
else.
water.
Usually,
Just get me water.
yeah, that happens actually.
Right. Just get me water. Like, Pepsi hasn't had that good of a history here in the Philippines, I guess. Like, they've been gone
Yeah.
for 10 years just because of one incident.
Yeah, here we go.
yeah.
Jesus Christ, that's downright scary.
Onion rings are pretty good, but that first was lifeless. Yeah, no joke.
That was all right.
That was all right.
That was all right.
Jesus Christ, Chris. Now I want some onion rings.
I love it. You know what's crazy? I don't really like onions, but I love onion rings.
I'm gonna have to order one right now. Fuck you, Chris. Which
Onion
one?
rings are good.
Is any place open right now?
Oh, it's only 8 o'clock. Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, it's yeah.
still early. You're in QC.
Army
Yeah.
Navy onion rings are good, right?
Army Navy onion rings are good.
Jesus.
And there are
But
24/7 joints there in QC. So you're not gonna
This is not a commercial
what do I
for
say?
Army Navy, guys.
Yeah.
So just buy
He's
wherever you
just
want.
hungry, ladies and gentlemen. Christian is just hungry. That's it.
But all right, let's keep it moving.
Sure.
Onion rings are pretty good, but that first was lifeless. You had no joy in it. Let's wrap this plastic out
That is a deep cut.
What?
So what now?
That was a deep cut. The bin full of lettuce facing defeat. There was a scandal in the U.S. where a Burger King employee was caught stomping the lettuce to like break it up. But
Yeah,
it was
I
in
remember that one.
You remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the callback there.
Yeah.
That's the callback. Facing defeat or defeat.
Yeah.
Defeat.
Yeah. Good word. That's a good word play right there.
You might be a king. You might be the king, but a clown wears the crown. Now, introducing from the red corner.
Clown wears the crown. This.
Wednesdays.
Why does she look like she's having an orgasm in one of those shots?
That's so good. That's so good because she uses the Frosty, which is a Wendy's original, and also Wendy's is the only fast food restaurant that really has a salad bar.
Oh yeah, yeah.
We
I
know.
remember.
We're Asian. We like a good deal.
You know what? You know what you don't know
What?
in Asia, because I love Wendy's, but you all know where you slacking at in Asia. Not only does Wendy have a salad bar, in the U.S., Wendy's also has a potato bar.
We had that before in the 90s, Chris.
I've been here. I haven't seen no potato bar.
We haven't seen one.
A salad
we
bar.
had a potato bar back then in the 90s. Ian, I don't think was born back then.
But
I was born in
what?
1992, so I have no fucking idea.
92.
You know what? You know what else I noticed here is y'all salad bar is one trip, one plate, one trip. Our salad bar is all you can eat. You can live on that motherfucker.
We had good salad bars back then. Back in the 90s. Everything was good back in
I
the
used
90s.
I used to sit in Wendy's and watch people stack one plate like this high with salad. Like whatever can fit on that one plate. Turn it like an Olympic
That's
sport.
how tall you can stack it. We're Asians. We use maths.
Yeah, that shit look like that. Yeah.
We can stack that even higher. Like we
Yeah.
we use macaroni like cement.
You use rice like glue.
Right? We can stack a small plate with a huge stack of rice. Imagine how much you can balance that.
But yeah, Wendy's bars. Wendy come in with the bars though.
Yeah. Old enough to be my daddies. They do have square patties.
Could be on stocking.
Hey. I disagree.
I disagree. I like the McGriddle.
The McDonald's McGriddle is peak fast food.
I miss it.
Peak.
I miss it. They just did it once here in the Philippines and they never actually repeated it.
Was that during Christmas?
No.
Oh, yeah. What I remember from last Christmas, the limited edition that McDonald's did is this cookies and I don't want to say
The cream pie?
Yeah. I wrote that shit.
Yeah, you did write that shit.
Remember
I
that,
had to,
Chris, right?
I remember that, yeah. I remember seeing that on social
wrote that
media. I was
shit.
like, I remember seeing that on social media. I was like, bro, did this not get workshopped? Like, how did this make it out of the fucking meeting?
And the people on social media had a fucking field day on it.
Yeah.
Just
It's like
it's a petition right now. Just bring back the McGriddle here in the Philippines. Like we miss that shit.
Bro, that's peak. That is peak
Right?
fast food.
Like Jollibee has a version of it. I think it's still available right now.
I don't think so.
It's not.
And then speaking
I'm
of
gonna have to check.
Jollibee owns the franchise for Burger King. And just recently, just before we started this podcast, this marathon live stream, Tim Ho Wan, the
What happened?
Chinese restaurant. Tim Ho Wan.
Them whole one?
Yeah.
Demo.
It's now. Yeah, it's
Wait, that's the name of it? Them whole one?
Tim Ho Wan. Yeah.
That's what they're gonna say if Kamala Harris wins.
It's a Cantonese or Chinese restaurant
Damn.
chain.
Damn, them whole one?
Yeah. You just got that?
That's what I'm gonna say. Damn, them whole one? That's one Jolly B right there. She president now.
Fucking hell, Chris.
That's one Jolly B.
Like I love how it suddenly sunk in for you, Ian. That's what he said. The metamorphosis of actually realizing shit.
Oh man, the fuck?
Them ho one.
Them whole one. This one Jolly B, cause them whole one.
Them ho one. Imagine a meeting in marketing.
Yeah. That's what Trump gonna say. Damn, them whole one. Cause she a little bit Jamaican. Them whole one man.
Yeah.
Them ho one.
Tim Ho Wan.
Yeah. Them whole
Ponda
one.
burger. Ponda king. Ponda.
Yeah. All right, let's finish this up. Let's let Wendy do her thing.
Who the hell is actually Wendy here?
Like a quiet kid in a play place.
She won. She keeps her beef fresh.
Next? You decide.
Here, let's decide over here.
If a woman actually says she keeps her beef fresh, she wins.
Oh shit!
Well, that's the thing.
another
Like
pun.
they say Wendy's, their meat's never frozen.
I've seen some.
That's what they
I've
say.
worked in fast
This is-
food. It's
This is
impossible for you not to
PSP
freeze
After
them.
Dark, ladies and gentlemen.
That's what they say.
It's impossible for you not to freeze them. You're gonna be shipping them. You need them to be intact. Unless
Oh, God.
unless your meat is done in house, so to speak. Shopee. The major concern of every husband ever. Stealth Shopee shopping.
Is Sarah also? Is Sarah?
Yeah, women are so good when it comes
like
to
that?
shopping on these online stores. Like you barely even know.
I've
they
shared to you
bought
an
something.
article regarding Tim
Yeah.
Ho Wan being acquired by
Ah,
Jollibee.
Tim Ho. Tim. I thought it was Dim Ho.
Yeah.
I heard
Tim.
them. It's the same thing. I heard them ho.
Yeah, Dim Ho won.
Well, it's a name he's gonna be living with. So good luck, Tim.
Ooh, boy, this tea is starting to course through my veins.
Eh.
You remember the last time you drank tea with me?
I do. I got drunk as shit.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
That was a little harder to you.
He was taking a lot harder tea back then. Was in Baton Rouge, Phoenix, Arizona. Yeah,
Still
ladies
dark.
and gentlemen, we forgot about the elections immediately.
Yeah. It's still it's still on. It's still on.
If we're gonna be
Got
doing a deep dive
11 and a
regarding the
half
elections,
hours left.
there might as well be an election.
Yeah. First polls close in 11 and a half hours, so yeah.
Is there
But yeah, I
anything
think this was
regarding? Yeah, go ahead, Chris.
I was gonna say I think this was a good run. We might run it till like 9.
Yeah.
And then maybe we should come back tomorrow afternoon.
Tomorrow
When
afternoon.
like there's actual results to talk about. As
The polls actually
the
close in 11 hours, right? So we would figure that 12 hours would be the timeline before people would actually show the results for some states.
right. So we need to be here as results are coming in. Like
Yeah.
as they're calling the as they're calling the election, right? Like, okay, this state went to this person, this state went to this person. Like that's when we
Yeah.
need to be here and active.
Yeah. For us here in Manila or its surroundings, that's around 6 a.m., 7 a.m.
Yeah.
Is that right?
All eyes will be on the battleground states for this one because this is like we've been saying for the better part of how many hours now? 3?
Yeah.
Three
3 hours.
battleground
Like this might be the
Shit.
closest election the U.S. has ever experienced. Not because these are
Yeah.
good candidates, but because no one can actually make a decision.
Yeah. There's a lot of undecided Americans where you're just thinking, who the fuck am I gonna vote for?
This is the only time that the Batman vinyl is actually useful with Two-Face actually doing a coin toss. Like if someone's gonna be deciding for America, that's basically him.
Yeah.
Like a
Bruce
good
Wayne.
side and a bad side, but both still a criminal.
Well, I mean, it's the literal lesser of two evils.
Yeah. So, yeah, battleground states will be playing a huge role in this one, particularly the states that have flipped blue back then in 2020. Those are they're the states that we have to keep an eye on, because I doubt they would be flipping for Harris the same way they actually went for her Biden. Like this is someone without, although he's actually supported by the Democrats, not as much as support as back when Biden actually ran with a pandemic behind them.
Well, Biden's been in D.C. since the fucking 1940s or some shit.
Yeah, he was actually there when your constitution was actually drafted.
Yeah, he was going to sign it, but they ran out of room.
They ran out of blood.
Yeah.
He's as old as Juan Ponce Enrile. If you don't know that guy, well, he's basically outlived some of
we're ribbing your president regarding how old he is, but we have a senator that's 100.
That's fucking crazy.
That's
In
cool.
relay,
Yeah.
He's been a meme for quite some time now. Like he's been sucking the life of young politicians since the 1980s.
Yeah. And even world leaders. He outlasted some world leaders.
Yeah, he outlasted the one that he ousted, right?
Yeah.
Like that entire picture regarding the martial law with him, Fidel Ramos. Everyone in that picture is dead now. It's just him that's alive.
It's
If
just
you want
him.
good context, it's him that's just alive in that picture. The famous one where FBR actually, former President Ramos actually jumped, right?
Yeah. And I think there's also this picture of him having an Uzi. Handling has an Uzi. just in case
Damn.
shit goes down.
Dude's a badass.
Yeah, fucking badass. His political shit may be spotty, but
But
badass nevertheless.
probably the only
Mm.
Philippine politician that still has an active Deadpool. So
Yeah.
no one has cashed in yet.
I mean, as I said, he also outlasted several world leaders. He outlasted Benedict XVI. He outlasted Elizabeth II. He outlasted or who's the other famous
My
world leaders who
yeah,
died?
my mother, bless her soul,
Yeah.
told me once that she was actually sad that her friends actually just keeps passing away. Then I suddenly told her, maybe you're the killer.
Oh shit.
Because
Yeah,
she said,
what do all these
They're
people
just
that died have in
gotcha.
common?
they're your friends and you're the
You-
only one left. Maybe you're the killer.
yeah. Like what's your game plan here, Ma?
Yeah.
And maybe that's Enrile. He's been sucking the life out of these political figures, extending his
Well,
soul by a century.
if you believe in life force, he's well over his limit.
If you have money with the technology that we have now with stem cell stuff, like a lot, like stem cell is being utilized by wrestlers now, old wrestlers that actually want to get back in the game.
It's funny when you talk about if you have money you can survive. Magic Johnson's had AIDS since 100 years ago, and his ass is still alive.
Yeah, we've been holding vigils for him since the 1986.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Live Kobe. That shit crazy.
Right?
Yeah.
And who actually
And
passed away earlier?
right, during the span of time that before the start of this marathon live stream and after the recording or the recording where the previous regular episode, music producer Quincy Jones has sadly passed away
Yeah,
too. I've written an
that's
obituary last night.
just in time for the Diddy trials.
Yeah, just in time to the trials because I
Because
think
I understand he was actually involved in that, right? With the Diddy stuff.
oh, for all I know, he has a beef with Michael Jackson. God rest his soul.
Yeah, but then again, someone passing is not. It's still a
Yeah,
sad thing, regardless of
still a
what
sad thing.
allegations there are.
Yeah.
It's
Somehow he's lucky.
still a music icon for sure.
Still a
For
music
sure.
icon.
Right?
I'll always bump MJ. I'll always bump R. Kelly. Give a fuck.
Yeah. We
Give a fuck, bro.
have we lost the entire Ambrosia team. Only Michael McDonald is actually alive. You know Ambrosia with James Ingram, Quincy Jones, Michael McDonald. I'm old as shit. You don't know them, Chris?
I don't.
Yeah.
Well, rest in peace to our legends. They make good music, and at least with some artists, it's at least it's a respite that they actually can actually leave good music regardless of all the personal shit,
Regardless of, yeah,
right?
Right.
regardless of their personal shit.
All right, fellas. Let's ramp it up tomorrow.
Yeah, well, yeah.
What
Thank you
time
for
tomorrow?
joining us for this 3 hour long insanity.
More than 3 hours. I think we already hit 4 because no 3 because we started at 5 p.m.
Yeah,
So
we need to check
8:30.
up if our families are still good.
Y'all good? Y'all good about 9:30 in the morning?
Yeah.
9:30 in the morning tomorrow. Yeah,
Yeah.
I will be I'll I'll get some sleep tonight. That's for sure.
Yeah.
And
Let's shoot for about 9:30 in the morning. We'll do a couple hours and
Think about it this way: if Trump loses this one, there's not gonna be a next time.
that's true. That's very true. You said it.
So might as well look into this now. It's the same thing with Kamala. This is a make or break situation for both of them when it comes to their political careers. I don't know if people actually discuss this at this point and how important this election it is for both of these people.
How crucial
How crucial it is. because the entire Republican Party, no matter how wide their pool are when it comes to their candidates, they still chose Trump, even amidst all the allegations. So how much
There's
slack can you
something in
give
him.
someone?
Yeah, there's something in him. Love
Considering
him or
he's
loathe
not,
him, there's something in him.
considering he's not originally of the party. So yeah, we will still be covering this in its entirety until we actually crown a winner.
Yeah.
Feels like a beauty pageant. Jeez.
Yeah, so we'll be back.
And
For
speaking
those,
of, Miss Universe is this Sunday, I guess. It's in Mexico. It's
Yeah.
gonna be in Mexico.
Pampanga.
No,
Pampanga.
Mexico, the country.
Mexico the state. It's so confusing. Did you guys?
New Mexico,
Yeah.
New Mexico, Old Mexico.
Old Mexico. Or in Spanish, Mexico Viejo.
Okay. But all right, gentlemen, yeah, it's been great, man.
Yeah.
You know, to the viewers and everything, I guess for us it's tomorrow, for y'all it's just later.
Yeah.
Like,
Lucky,
it's gonna be
lucky for
stepping
you
out.
guys, you don't
Yeah.
have to sort this out late at night and early in the morning. We do have to monitor this, even though this live stream is ending. So that's that.
This the election determines whether I go home or not.
Of course.
Like what Oleg
If Kamala
said.
wins,
This,
if Kamala wins, I'm just gonna ride out World War III here in the Philippines. If Trump wins, I might go home.
The weather is much better when World War III comes.
Yeah.
And we don't even send troops. We just send medics.
Of the fate of this American right here, who is co-hosting this program, lies on what happens.
Actually, the fate of this podcast lies on what happens.
I don't know,
Yeah.
Chris. I love you and all,
Fair
but
enough.
I feel like Harris has
Fair
this
enough,
one.
Chris.
She can't win, man. She
Like
can't
I
win.
said, this is the only time that I feel that I'm right that I hate.
She can't win. She can't. She cannot win. The universe cannot allow this to happen.
Let's see if Christian is proven wrong.
Yeah,
Chris
please.
is proven right, and I would definitely make this newsworthy. So that's
She cannot win. She cannot win. There's no way. If there is a God, she doesn't win.
Yeah, God, that's
see what
on you now. So
Yeah. Yep.
do whatever
Yep.
it takes.
I'll let the guy upstairs do his thing.
Well, if
Well, he
you
already saved Trump's life. You can't tell me Trump not getting shot wasn't a miracle.
Yeah,
This
I
much.
guess that's it.
The tilt of the head. This tilt.
Saved
Yeah.
him.
It was
Yeah.
a fraction of an inch.
I feel like Jesus Christ
It's
is actually
either
feeling
God-
even more bad because of that. Because
It's
God
either
actually let
God
him die.
or Shinzo Abe. It's
Shinzo
either
Abe.
God or
I'd have
Shinzo
been
Abe.
Shinzo. Yeah, he'd be like, bro, that shit hurts.
Yeah.
Shinzo knows that shit hurts. He got blasted with a
Yeah.
homemade shotgun. That shit crazy.
Yeah.
But all right, yeah, we're gonna shut it down for now. Thanks everybody for tuning in, for hanging out. Oleg or
Just noticed my shirt is actually saying Carnage. I love this for an election day.
yeah.
So-
It's a bloodbath.
My hat says cock.
And
gonna
I'm
be
wearing
saying
an
that after the
apron, so
results.
yeah.
Well, all right, yeah.
That's that.
Thanks everybody for tuning in. We'll be back in a few hours. We're going to try to wrap this up. We're going to be here for commentary and analysis and opinions and who knows what else. But yeah, thanks everybody for hanging out. I guess we're good to
replays
wrap
will
up,
be-
right?
Replays will be uploaded on YouTube, so please check that
Yeah.
out if you still want to join
Yeah.
the fun.
Yeah.
At least relive it, or what we've
Yeah,
been
if you
through
wanna-
for
if
the
you
past
wanna-
3 hours.
Yeah, if you want to cancel one of us, you can find and remix on YouTube this entire production. So yeah. But yeah, other than that, thanks again for tuning in to the Paper Straw Podcast. I'm Chris Short for Ian Rignon and Christian Tajeres. See y'all next time.